Thanks, Clenchy. It is the undefeated Cats at 6-0, the premiers from the season before last, up against the Blues, who have a starving fan base, and they're here in great number trying to break their premiership drought. 1995, a long time ago, they've made an excellent start despite their growing injury list. 15 players on that injury list during the week. They are still 5-1 on the young season. There's a late change for the Blues. Jackson Binns, the 19-year-old, is going to make his debut. He's in for Orazio Fantasia. While for the Cats, they come in as selected, which means 3 changes at selection on Thursday. Tui, Stanley and Cam Guthrie is in for his first game in over 300 days. Storylines are plenty in any direction in which you look. We've got the last 4 Coleman medalists on the park, 2 Brownlow medalists in Cripps and Dangerfield, the De Koning brothers against one another, and of course the premiership teammates in opposite coaches' boxes, Chris Scott and Michael Voss. Corbin Middlemaster to call the footy alongside Ben Cameron in the front row at the MCG. It is heaving here today, Ben. They are in the very back row, right around this beautiful Coliseum here in the heart of Melbourne. How are you, Ben?
Very well, thanks, Corb. Great to be here. It's a recurrent rivalry renewed, isn't it? Whenever these two teams do meet. This great gallery of the game that you mentioned, the MCG. We got here about 3 hours before the bounce, and there were people everywhere. Shortly after that, they were queuing up and sitting in the very back row. I knew we were on for something special in terms of the crowd when that started to happen. I can't wait. Who knows what we'll get? So many storylines, as you mentioned.
Our premiership pair in the experts chair, Luke Ball and Adam Ramanauskas. Chris Scott said during the week, Bally, any hint of overconfidence, we just look at the draw. And that brings us back down to earth. So they have won all 6 games, but their opponent's record so far, 9 wins, 27 losses. So you can't help who you play. You just play the side that turns up, and today they got a pretty good opponent.
Yeah, he just hits the right notes, doesn't he, Chris Scott? Just knows what to say at the right time. But it's got a heavyweight feel about it, this one, hasn't it? I think 2 of the 3, let's throw in the Giants at the moment, 2 of the 3 best teams in the competition at the moment. MCG, big crowd. It's going to be an absolute beauty. Stars all across the field, as you said. Love that we've got 2 big key forwards at either end. Love the midfield battle that's in front of us. I think that's probably the question mark on the Cats still. Obviously, Stewart out to really... How do they go without Tom Stewart, without their general across half-back as well? So it augurs well for an absolute beauty, a blockbuster.
I did some homework for you, Rama. You mentioned Jackson Binns last week.
Yep.
9 times previously he's been the emergency, including all 6 games this year, 3 times last year. He finally gets a crack at it today. Won the VFL BNF last year. He's the late in for
he's a late in, and he deserves his opportunity. It's a lot of games to be an emergency as a young player.
Not out. The bins are in.
Yeah, the bins are in.
Bins day.
But look, any time the MCG's packed, it's a very special occasion. We've got 2 great key forwards at each end of the ground, which is a rarity in any game you go to now. Seeing 4 great key forwards just going to go at it. Teams have got to get those matchups right. So that's I guess where the game swings today. I think can either of those 2 pairings have a big afternoon.
Jess Webster is a 5th member of our team between the benches, standing by. Hello, Jess.
G'day, Corby. Incredible atmosphere already down here at ground level. I'm hearing reports there are still plenty of fans outside the gates trying to get their way in. They're expecting well over 80,000 people here this afternoon for this massive clash, and it's perfect autumn conditions, around 17 degrees. A little cloud in the sky, but otherwise perfect conditions. So much to look forward to this afternoon. Can't wait to watch it unfold from ground level, Corb.
I reckon a few will be coming straight from the local footy too at the 4:35 start, so there might be a little rush late. I reckon we might get up well over 80 here looking at this.
It's an excellent time slot. Cam Guthrie's first game in 12 months, 371 days.
And he's starting on the ground. He's starting across half back, so he's taken his brother's spot. His brother ran to the bench in Zach.
Tom Atkins, the surprising sub for Geelong, one of their 18 premiership players from the year before last. He is starting as the sub for Geelong. Quick tips, Ram?
I'm going to go the Blues.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, toss of the coin. Blues by a couple of goals.
Big game, Phil, and we're still in the back end of April. It is the undefeated Cats, the high-flying Blues on ABC Sport. You're with Ben Cameron.
Pitnet takes it out of the right, gets the opening clearance the way of Carlton, out towards the wing, the former Blue Tui. He might have won a free kick. He has. So Tui with the opening possession for Geelong on the southern wing, moves it on to Guthrie, gets it on towards Duncan. He'll get it back from close. Kick knocked down by Walsh. Blues at half-back, going after it again, Walsh. still fighting after it. Dangerfield goes in on all fours, shovels it out to Hawkins. Handball back infield to O'Connor. He's under pressure quickly from Elijah Hollins. Gets a kick forward, close wrapped up. And a ball up to come. 45 metres out from the attacking goal for the Cats, attacking the city end of the ground in this opening term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
From the restart, the Rucks miss it completely. Hewitt for...
Whoa!
There's
There he
Guthrie
is.
leaping up on his return and takes a hanger. Marks the kick down the line from Hewitt. And Cam Guthrie announces his return on cue. Heads inside 50 and Cameron takes the mark for Geelong. How about that for a start? Cam Guthrie, foot surgery last year, made his return, played a practice match against the Blues at Princess Park, ripped his quad. He's back today after 371 days and got aerial ball.
Welcome back. Yeah, there's still a bit of hop in that foot, in that repaired foot, I guess, and perfect start. And we'll have a look at this on the replay again, remember, but uncontested mark from Jeremy Cameron.
Kick 6 the last time they met. He's in business early, Jezza. He's got the opening goal and it's taken just 90 seconds. Geelong with the first.
Well, that matchup is Jeremy Cameron and Lewis Young, so that's a bit of a concern for me. I probably would have went down the Brodie Kemp path.
Yeah.
Just because of the athleticism of Cameron. Brodie Kemp seems to have really found his spot in this Carlton backline. So give him the job, give him the role. We know how athletic Jeremy Cameron is. So just getting a replay of this Zach Guthrie mark here, just welcome back to football, and then just rolls and goes quickly, and just that's a little block from Tom Hawkins, but
not a big block.
Nah, not at all.
Got to fight your way through that.
Yeah.
He's been playing. Sorry, Ram. He's been playing higher too, Cameron, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a case of Young hold deep. When he goes high, you let him go, and that's where Kemp takes the matchup.
Career goal, 5.99 for Jeremy Cameron. Pitnet takes it out of the ruck, gives it off to Cripps, to his double act in Walsh, kicks inside 50. Bouncing ball right there, Sam de Koning. Wants the boundary line, in the end keeps it in. Gets a little bit of assistance. Arriving is Cam Guthrie. He carries it out, throw it to come, right on the elbow of 50 in the boundary line.
Number one centre bounce team in the comp. They were electric out of there last week against the Giants, Carlton, particularly in that second half, especially with Sam Walsh back in. So that's the big challenge for this this Geelong midfield rather today.
Boundary throw in a little shallow. Pitternet grabs it out of the ruck, swings a hand pass wide to Walsh, bangs it on the boot, back into the corridor. Mackay competes, no mark, spills to Akers. Hand pass back to Mackay. Snaps goalward on the line. Curnow hands to it, no mark. And it's through for a rush behind. So the Blues to the punt road end of the opening term. It's a Geelong home game, but they're all in white with the blue and white hoops, and Carlton in the navy shorts and the navy strip with the white monogram.
Jasny turns it over, coming out of the defensive 50.
Got to be quicker, got to go there.
Tom de Koning takes the mark, looks into the pocket for Curnow. On the bounce, he gathers it. Jasny tackles him. A couple of thoroughbreds there. Handball spills out towards Jack Henry. Cats in their back pocket. Handball out of play from Cam Guthrie.
Tom de
50
Koning
stoppage for the Blues.
Tom de Koning took that mark just right on 50, just outside. And Curnow had a one-on-one with Cam Guthrie. Needed to go a lot quicker there.
Chris Scott upstairs, Michael Voss on the bench. The two men in the controls from the boundary throw-in comes down to Cripps. Hand pass to Elijah Hollins. Kick smothered. Ricochets to Boyd. And answers straight back for the Daggers. Jordan Boyd with his first goal in AFL footy to set the tone for Carlton. In his 23rd game, the 25-year-old, a late bloomer. He's got one in the big time. Carlton in front, 1-1. Geelong one straight. ABC Sports Saturday footy. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball.
Gee, he liked it straight off the boot, didn't he?
It was childlike joy, wasn't it?
The finger went straight up, Nick Dacos style, as soon as it came off the boot. Nice finish, because he only had a couple of steps. Holland's involved, but again, it was the clearance work, and we're going to be speaking about this all day. Around Carlton's ability to win the clearance, as I said, number one clearance differential across the competition, and then their ability to score, which came to the fore last week. Again, they fought and scrapped there, Geelong, but they don't want to be playing catch-up from the clearance all day. But that was a lovely finish. Nice way to have an impact from the young fella early on in this game.
It's like he lost control of his bodily functions in the celebration. He was pretty happy with it. Cripps extracts it in the middle, gives it off to Walsh, to Hewitt, to Pitnet, sweeps a handball forward to Cripps. He'll get it on the boot inside 50, and Elijah Hollins marks 45 out, as good as directly in front.
Well, again, that's a centre clearance there, just handball.
Wants to chip it on, does so beautifully.
Sorry, Benny.
Onto the leading Matt Owies.
Yeah, Pitnet in the ruck. That's his third clearance now to start this game. We're only 5 minutes into the contest. So doing a number on Reece Stanley early.
A first look at Elijah Holland's live runner. The big wraps on him, obviously.
Yeah.
Just looks a beautiful size, doesn't he? We know he's got some tricks. Might just relish a big game like today.
Looking to make it 2 in a row, the Blues. Matt Owies, he misses to the right. Minor score 1-8 the Blues. Geelong 1 straight 6. We played 6 minutes opening term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
It's gone full time in Hobart. Adelaide by 57 points over North Melbourne. So got beyond 9 goals there as Jasny takes the kick out, comes wide for the Cats. Blitz halves hand on it, spills down to Bowes. Keeps it going forward for Geelong. Hand pass to Stengel, kicks down to half forward. Here's Danger, leaps up and marks. Got it 70 metres out. Dangerfield rolls, kicks it deep, running back downhill. Cameron looking over his shoulder. Can he trap that? Clever. Whacks it back inboard. Still a live footy. Tui can't handle it. Close. Knocks it out to Myers. He swings it through. The Cats have 2. Back and forth early at the G. 6.5 minutes in, a hot start. And Myers joins the list of goal kickers. 2 straight to 1-2. Couple of early lead changes. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Corbin Middlemass and Ben Cameron. Jess Webster on the boundary. And our premiership pair, Luke Ball and Adam Ramanauskas.
Well, Dangerfield takes that mark and Lewis Young hands over Jeremy Cameron to Pidney. So he's trying to chase him towards goal. They're really smart play by Jeremy Cameron to tap that ball back into the field of play. Then it's just a scramble at the goal face. And Myers just smart enough there to kick that goal over his shoulder. But I love that from Jeremy Cameron. Just works hard. It's it's 60 metres that he's making Pitney chase him inside forward 50.
I love to hit the ground and go from Dangerfield, even though it was a bit of a mongrel kick. They are the best team at making a goal out of nothing, the Cats. We saw it a couple of weeks ago against the Kangaroos, and it's on show again today.
Restart in the middle. Stanley wins the tap, soccering it on quickly. Walsh arriving. Owies can't pick it up. Walsh follows up. He's tackled quickly. Cam Guthrie takes him to ground. Ball spits out. Free kick going the way of Guthrie. So got busy on his return.
Short haircut, looks good too.
You're not a fan of the headbands, are you, Paulie? Few out there. I think there's 3 pairs of
them on the national anthem. I think there's 8. Someone's making a quid off the headbands down at Geelong.
Only 3 pairs of black boots out there today as well. As Zach Guthrie carries it out.
Paulie is a short back and sides man.
Yeah. Sort of haircut you could set your watch to.
Maybe I'm just jealous. Maybe that's it.
Just meat and 3 veg.
No, but I think it's with age too. Like your younger brother's still running with the long hair. I think once you get to an age, you have to change something up, Cam Guthrie. So he looks good.
Mature.
Cats by 4 points early from the boundary. Throwing comes to Elijah Hollands, outskirts of the stoppage. Kicks deep to Curnow in a little tangle with Kolajasny. Ball's out the back. Kolajasny's got it. He walks it through for a rush behind. 2 straight to 1-3. It's Geelong by 3 points after 8.5 minutes.
Here goes Holmes on a run down the southern wing. He'll kick up towards neutral territory. Punched away there neatly by Akers from Ollie Dempsey, throwing to come.
So you look at both matchups. So you got Louis Young and Jeremy Cameron. Then up the other end you got Charlie Curnow and Kolajasny. So they're probably the 2 matchups that both coaches will want to expose early in this game, just to see, can we get on top in our forward line with those 2 guys?
Geelong by 3 points early in the first. Saturday Arvo footy on ABC Sport. Cripps gathers on the bounce quickly, tackled to ground, a ball up to come.
Sam De Koning standing Mackay. Do you think just to get used to it, they would have put Tom on him during the week of training, just to get used to having a De Koning next year? Something different.
Another ball up, potentially coming here. No, holding the ball. So Newman pinged Ollie Dempsey with the free kick. I got a funny story about the De Konings a little later on.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Stick around for that. Saturday. Dangerfield going up in the pack and marking between wing and half forward. They're getting high early, these Cats. A long kick inside the forward 50. Hawkins the target. Spoil comes from Wiedering. Down to Pitternan.
Great chase.
Ollie Hollands. And he's mowed down by Tui. Great chase down tackle. And Hollands thought he had enough time to get away from the experienced Irishman, and Tui said, come here, against his old mob, and locked him up.
The 35 or 34-year-old Tui chasing down the 19-year-old.
Yep, 35 this year.
Just shows the pace that Zach Tui still has in those legs.
Well, we love what he brings, Hollands, but sometimes you've got to realise, big
quick.
game, it's hot early, first 15 minutes of a big finals-like game, get it on your boot. He had a player out too, just took a few extra steps.
Played more games for Geelong now than he ever did for Carlton in his 120 games there. And a big gaudy premiership medal to go along with it. And now a goal against his old charge. Through it goes. And Geelong get the early jump here at the G. 3 straight to 1-3. The Cats by 9 points after 11 minutes. First quarter action, Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Corbin Middlemass, Ben Cameron, Jess Webster, Luke Ball and Adam Ramanauskas. And just some quick news out of the MRO. Jack Higgins has been graded as rough conduct, careless, severe and high.
Severe, okay.
He's been offered 3 games.
Yeah, okay. Well, they'll challenge that as they should and should get that reduced. But back here at the MCG, the Irish jig, Corb, you missed it. Bringing us the news. Goal to Zach Tui. He's a good in, isn't he, today? You look at the ends with Guthrie and Stanley in the ruck. That's what they're able to do Geelong by banking early wins. They can manage this list. They do it so well.
They've already managed him twice this season, so it's very smart by Geelong. Let's not get him sore.
Well, you just see the ping in the legs too.
Right.
Dangerfield as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Going to have room for more of that with a 6-0 start to the season. Stanley decisive in the middle, quickly wrapped up Cripps. Another ball up to come, a hot start from the Cats.
Look at the centre bounce. It's Bowes, it's Broon, it's Parfitt. The young players that have held them in good stead to this point. Chris Scott backing them in early.
Both rucks with hands on it. Elijah Hollins, handball back to Boyd, the goal kicker. Turnover there from Newman. Quickly straight to Hawkins, inside 50. Young's able to take the defensive mark for the Blues. He'll chip it short, away to Elijah Hollins. Gives it on towards Newman. He'll bring it out towards the wing and Cottrell for the Blues.
It gets a hand pass away to Kemp, who runs back inboard and then kicks to the hot spot. Wants Curnow, hands on it from Kolajasny, slips through. Zach Guthrie had it, was tackled immediately. Pat forms behind him. Ball spills out to Carroll, who throws it on the boot hurriedly but misses. So Geelong 3 straight, Carlton a 1-4. We're 12 minutes into the opening term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Holmes taking the kick in, runs to the left back pocket, doesn't like anything there, goes back towards right half back. Mark taken by Kemp. At half forward for the Blues. Gesticulating inside 50, he'll set it up to the pocket in the Mackay direction. In front, Sam De Koning brings it down. Holmes roves the pack. Handball to Jack Henry, handball to Myers. Kick up to the wing for the Cats. Hawkins can't mark, loose footy on the wing.
Kemp's got it for the Blues. Hand pass to Elijah Hollins. Chips it to centre half forward and he's Durden. The Croater looks inside the forward 50, finds the skipper. Paddy Cripps hugs it to his chest. 35 out, dead in front.
It's the kick of Hollins, I think, was it? Bally just to find Durden there.
Inside, yeah.
In that corridor, and that just opens the game up. That opens your whole forward 50 up. And then the captain there, Paddy Cripps, straight up the guts of 50, should nail this 35 out.
There's a lot of Carlton fans here. It's their away game. They're in the very back row, right around the MCG, the theatre of the great and the grand. And he belongs on this stage, Patrick Cripps. And this has given us everything that we'd hoped for early. Goal for goal, a 2-point margin, 13 and a half minutes in. It's Geelong by a couple, 3 straight, Carlton a 2-4. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting tactical battle, Rama. You see there, it was Brian Myers getting the exit kick. So we know the Geelong small half forwards like to get high up the ground and ask the question of their direct opponent. So that time it was Myers getting up and lost inside his own defensive 50, getting the clearing kick, but it was under pressure, and he really kicked it straight to his direct opponent, who'd set up the wall. So that's Brodie Kemp saying, OK, you go up into the traffic, I'll sit back, force a turnover, and then it was a kick inside, you're right. And once you turn the ball over there, usually there's loose players inside 50. So it's going to be a really interesting tactical battle today.
Crooked bounce in the middle. It'll come back. Tom De Koning into the ruck for the Blues. Blitz halves for the Cats. Geelong leading by 2 points. Umpire puts it aloft. Tom De Koning wins the tap. Straight down towards Hewitt. Handball looking for Walsh. Eventually Walsh gets it. Running backwards. Handball to centre half back. Boyd can kick out to the wing. No Blues there. The Cats are, and Dempsey marks. Just backward of the logo. Kicks forward the other way. Mark taken by Myers. 50.
It's going against Hewitt, stepping over on the mark, so Dempsey's footy.
So the mark will be set 40 metres out. And Ollie Dempsey, he likes his chances. He'll go back and have a look at the sticks.
Definitely got this journey. Geez, there wasn't much in it. One of those ones where maybe letter of the law, Rami, he went a step and a half over the mark. Like to see those ones let go.
Ollie Dempsey. Another special fine for Geelong. His kick is out to the right, won't make the distance, and Wiedering punches it through. Just a minor score. First blemish for the Cats. They're 3-1-19. Carlton 2-4-16. Cats by 3 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
There's not many spare seats, Court.
No.
Have a look now. How good's this?
It's delivered so far. So 3-1 to 2-4. Geelong by 3 points, 15 minutes in.
yeah.
A long kick up the middle, and Mackay takes a powerful pack mark. Centre half back for the Blues. Pulls his kick late to go laterally to Ollie Hollands. Defensive side of the wing, southern side. Wants to move it long to Durden. Not a great option. He's outnumbered. Ball hits the deck, and Geelong win in the numbers game. Here's Parfitt. Tackled by Durden. Got it away to Holmes. Hand pass to Bowes, and Geelong work it out. Sweeping Polyfarmer. Hand pass away to Dempsey. Chips the kick. Beyond the wing finds Stengel.
Back in all Australian form. Gives it off to Dempsey again. Chips inside 50. And Dangerfield marks. 45 out. 45-degree angle to the left.
Beautiful counter-attack footy, isn't it, Rammer? They just picked the right option that time. Even the decision from, who was it over there, Close, to take the mark. And instead of, he had a runner going outside, but he turned inside, lowered his eyes. They just do that so well. When you see a lot of other teams really struggle to take the ball from back to front half. Geelong as good as any, scoring from transition.
Patrick Dangerfield, the Cats captain, drop punt. Is absolutely pure. He's still a big game hunter. And Geelong have the answer again. 4-1-25 plays 2-4-16. They lead by 9 points, 17 minutes into the opening term. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball are premiership pair on Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
It's really the option of Ollie Hollands to kick to a 3-on-1 there. And then Geelong are good enough really to just work their way down the ground from there. Dempsey gets a couple of double-up handballs there. Then picks the right option going inside forward 50. So it's a nice luxury to put Paddy Dangerfield at full forward just to rest him rather than taking him off the ground, because he's a big player, boy.
Well, he hasn't been in a centre bounce yet, Rammer. So again, we spoke about Chris Scott starting to really grow in confidence in this younger core of Parfitt and Broon. Duncan's in there at the moment. Bowes is the other one.
Restart back in the middle. DeConing won the hit out and then follows it up. That's Tom for Carlton. Kicks to centre half forward. Off hands it, spills to Durden. Hands it back to TDK. He looks goalward. It's offline. Floats over the head of his brother Sam and through for a minor score. So Carlton 2-5. Geelong a 4-1. It's the Cats by 8 points. 18 minutes into the opening term. Just repeating, Adelaide by 57 points. Full-time over North Melbourne in Hobart. Jackson Binns is the late in for Fantasia. He starts as the sub. And Tom Atkins is the sub for Geelong.
Zach Guthrie with the kick in. Bowes goes up and takes a nice mark. Jack Bowes easing his way into this season after a calf injury in the lead-up. Runs around the wing. Now kicks further around it. Looking for Cameron. Can't mark. Trying to rove Dangerfield. He can't. Young can for the Blues. Handball to Kemp under pressure. Spits out. Umpire lets them play. Akers on the half-back flank for the Blues. Handball to Kennedy. Handball to Tom DeConing. Handball away towards Kemp again.
Gives it to Akers. Not a heap up ahead. Goes across the ground. Williams waited for it. Dangerfield broke it up. Wins it. Kicks forward. Turns it over. And Weeder in the intercept mark, centre half back for the Blues. He goes long out to Mackay, who's got off the leash and takes the mark up on the wing. Hand pass inside to Ollie Hollands. Running over the logo. Looks corridor. Here's Williams. Marks, plays on immediately. Looks for Curnow in the pocket. Colajasley, good spoil. Knocked it down to Zach Guthrie. Tackled immediately by Durden. Ball slips out of play. Throw in forward pocket for the Blue Baggers. It's Geelong by 8 points after 19 minutes.
Yeah, it's a big win, isn't it, Jake
Colajasley?
Yeah. I think that's three that he's looked out of position. Yeah. 3 one-on-one, genuine one-on-ones. He's looked out of position. Just got a hand in.
I want Charlie to jump at the ball rather than try to use the body.
Geelong able to clear through Bruin. Sends it out towards the southern wing. Dempsey in space.
You have to hold it up now.
He won't play on. Cats by 8 points. His kick into the middle of the ground. A good one for O'Connor. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. In the middle, the Cats through O'Connor. Off to Dempsey. Now to Duncan. Long kick for Blitzer. Slipping out the back. He takes the mark. 25 out. A slight angle to the right.
Oh, that is brilliant for Ollie Dempsey. Again, he is starring, but just the right decision. That dinky kick off the outside of his foot inside.
It's the patience there. So he takes that mark on the switch kick, and then he waits because the Geelong forwards hadn't reset yet.
Chris Scott, Swiss Army knife. on the snap. He's a man for all occasions, Blitzarves. Geelong's 5th major of this opening term, 5-1-31. Carlton 2-5-17. They lead by 14 points as we enter time on in the first. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
Was that the win at the stoppage here, Ball?
Yeah. Brilliant kick.
And then he goes straight across the ground to Ollie Dempsey. So Dempsey then has to wait because Geelong's forwards had all pushed up the ground. So he waits. O'Connor pushes across, gets a short little kick to O'Connor. Then by the time he's got the ball back, Geelong's forwards have had a chance to reset. Then it's a terrific kick to Blitzarves.
It's been an excellent start. We had high hopes coming in.
It's great. Brilliant.
Two of the early season heavyweights, the 6-0 Cats up against the 5-1 Blues. It's Geelong by 14 points with the early break here from the restart back in the middle. Pitternet wins it down and Kennedy's locked up straight away for the Blues inside the middle of the G. Carlton have won only 3 of the last 15 against Geelong, but going back to 2010. Back in the middle, Stanley, hurried kick out to half forward. Clever work, Ollie Henry knocked it down, but Cameron coughs it up. Hand pass straight to Kemp. Handball out wide, Tui's got it. Ollie Hollins has him. And we'll have the ball up high half forward for Geelong. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Corbin Middlemass, Ben Cameron, Jess Webster on the boundary. Our premiership pair, Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
Have been good starters this year. Geelong have only lost one opening term. That was last week by a couple of points. Extracting it again, Cripps. Back feeds a handball towards Newman. Snaps to the wing. Mark taken by Cameron for Geelong. On the Anzac round logo. Kicks to centre half forward. Umpire nearly gets in the way. Durden's having a mark at centre half back for the Blues.
Durden, short kick in the centre square. They're queuing up here in the Navy jumpers. Kennedy marks, hand pass to Cottrell. Kicks out wide to Tom DeConing. He marks, but there's not a heap up ahead. Has to wait a moment. Then just gives it plenty of height. Looks for Mackay. Crashes the pack, no mark. Slips down to Walsh. Walsh hits the post. Couldn't quite bend it through, the Carlton champ. And are behind. They have 6 of those. So 5-1 to 2-6. 7 scoring shots to 8. And yet the side with more scoring shots is down by 13 points. It's the Cats on top early. 23 minutes in, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, both teams top 4 from scoring from turnovers, remember? So, a good example there. But the Geelong's ability to scramble and get back there to save that goal.
Yeah, well, it's where Carlton completely changed their game from last year.
Blues back with it, just forward of the wing. Cripps, driving ball in the Mackay direction. Zach Guthrie in front, takes the mark. At fullback for the Cats, he's leading them for intercept marks this year and does it again there.
2 Guthries, 2 DeConings. Of course, one on either team as the Cats work it out of defence. This is Dempsey. And the long blonde hair, hand pass to Holmes. Handball away towards Stengel against the boundary line southern side. Pokes a high up and under. Hawkins can't reel it in. Falls Williams' way for the Blues. Hand pass away towards Hewitt. Somehow got boot to ball. Back out in front of Young, trying to jump on top of it. Fresh air shot from Newman. Umpire says keep rolling. Holmes hand pass out wide and Stengel can't trap it. Out of bounds it goes on the southern wing. Cats by 13 points.
So just back to that, Carlton number 3 at scoring from turnover. Geelong number 1 at conceding scores from turnover. So that's going to be a great battle today. Geelong's ability, you see it there, even without Tom Stewart, their ability to get back,
well, they hold
come across and help.
They do.
Yeah. Great battle today, that.
From the throw-in, Stanley reaches over the top to bring it to the front. Emerging with it, though, Hewitt. Handball away to Akers, to Cripps, to Newman. Sweeping handball to Boyd. Blues with it. Handball releases the run of Cripps. Long kick inside 50. Tom DeConing juggles it and marks it. He was taken out on the way down by his teammate Carroll. Controls it down and will go back and have the set shot.
I was about to say, get out of the bloody way, Jack Carroll. Get out of my space. He almost caused a drop, didn't he? But that's just elite stoppage work again. Carlton's clearance work at its best. Paddy Cripps exploding out of the stoppage on top of the ground. Beautiful kick into space.
Robbie Williams' favourite blue. His set shot is out to the right. It did drift back, but not quite enough. They've been wasteful. 2-7 the Blues. Geelong 5-1. The Cats lead by 12 points. 25 gone opening term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
And Duncan says let's trot again as he plays on quickly. Short kick out to Holmes. Turns, kicks long up to the wing. Newman breaks it up. Spoils it away. Akers keeps it alive against the boundary line. Short kick finds Mackay. He marks between wing and half forward. Mackay drops it in short, turns it over. Wanted Elijah Holland. Zach Guthrie was there for Geelong. Gives it to Bowes. Dangerous hand pass in the middle. Duncan under pressure. Got it out to Stanley. He fumbles, lost it. Carlton back with it. Pitternet, hand pass to Walsh. Gives it by hand to Elijah Hollands. He kicks wide to Akers, who marks 60 metres out at half forward. Now for Mackay. Puts it on his chest. He marks a step inside the 50. And he's wide out at right half forward. Looks like he's going to measure this one up.
I mentioned Elijah Hollands, Rammer. Just like what I'm seeing from him. He's had 6 possessions, but 100%. Every time he gets it, something happens. He's had 4 score involvements already from his 6 possessions.
Well, game's at its hottest. First quarter and last quarter, big crowd. So
they want him with ball in hands, forward of centre.
16 goals in the first 6 games for Harry Mackay. Gets close to the man on the mark. The kick is off target. He's missed the whole set. Out on the forward of the near side. Geelong by 12 points. 26 gone opening terms. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Heaving crowd at the MCG. Corporate Middlemass, Ben Cameron, Jess Webster on the boundary. Luke Ball and Adam Ramanauskas.
Tui to take the kick. Sends it as long as he can. In front, knocking it down. Pitternet straight to Walsh. Who cuts a swathe through them. Hamble to Mackay to Pitternet. In trouble. Gets rid of it to Elijah Hollands. Wrapped up by Holmes. Umpire circling. Ball eventually spits out. Myers gets rid of it to Bowes, who kicks the Cats forward of the logo on the wing. Up they go. Wiedering hands to it. Doesn't mark. Kemp swats it towards the boundary. He'll then gather it. Does really well. Kicks it around the boundary for the Blues. Mopped up there by Akers. Handball back to Kemp. Handball back towards Newman. Handball back to Akers, and he'll retreat with the handball.
To Wiedering, who just hurriedly kicks up into the front half. Not a good one. Holmes should have taken a chest mark. Drops that. Dempsey cleans it up. Gives it back to Holmes. And the runner just chips it short out towards Myers. Collects on the half volley. Around the corner, finds Duncan. Still on that southern wing. Sweeping hand pass into the front half for Close. He feeds it further afield to Stengel. Short kick wide. Ollie Henry leaps up, marks. Plays on. Kicks towards the goal square. Stanley helps it through, but it's the wrong side of the post. Now behind for the former Magpie. Counts for Geelong. They move to 5-2. Carlton to 2-7. Cats by 13 points after 28 minutes. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
We had Tom Hawkins available, 20 metres, little chip kick, didn't he? Tom Hawkins' opponent had gone up to try and spoil the mark, but Ollie Henry was his first touch of the footy, so his eyes lit up. Thought I could knock this over.
Ollie Hollands with a kick to neutral territory on the wing, down in front of the pack. It's tumbling end over end, close to the line. Walsh can't keep it in. Now, what our man Brett Delidio would call the "what about me's?" Just a few standing there asking for the footy. Didn't get it. Throwing on the wing to come. Geelong by 13 points.
Looks like O'Connor's gone to Walsh. Certainly at this stoppage with an arm across.
Pitternet and Stanley. Pitternet knocks it forward out in front of Cripps. Doesn't get the bounce. Free kick anyway. They'll come back and go to Cripps, will it? Yes.
Holding. Well, I love that for Pitternet. Clear the space of a stoppage. Allow your mids just to run onto it.
Started well, Pitternet.
Yeah, the ball didn't bounce there for Paddy Cripps, but if it did, they're going inside forward 50. They're the Blues.
They have it in the middle of the ground with Young. There's only one player behind him. It's his teammate Kemp.
9 possessions, 4 clearances, Pitternet. Stanley needs to get on his bike, needs to wake up. He's had a week off.
Now Kemp's got it. 29 minutes gone opening term. Cats by 13. And Kemp closest to the goals at the city end. He's just going to go short to Williams. Family affair today. We mentioned the DeConings, one for either team. There's also 2 Henrys, 2 Guthries and 2 Hollands. Like Noah's Ark, 2 of every animal. A short kick out towards Owies and he goes wide to Akers.
Not bad by you, Cook.
As Akers looks inside the forward 50. I'm here all day. As Curnow running out after it. Gets to him offhand. Spills through towards Dangerfield. Hand pass for the Cats. He got it out towards Duncan and then Tui. And Tui just hurriedly kicks up to the wing. Wiedering in the box seat. If he's not paid the mark, he's getting a free. Front on contact. Got it ahead of the wing for Carlton.
And the switch is on. He comes into the middle. It won't matter. A 50-metre penalty. Jacob Wiedering will be marched inside 50 and the mark set 25 out, virtually plumb in front.
Couldn't have been for Tommy Hawkins knows better than
was
that.
Stengel too close?
The camera's found its way to Tyson Stengel, so maybe he is the perpetrator. You wouldn't think that Tom Hawkins would have yelled abuse.
His last goal, round 7, 2022. The defender, come forward. Can't kick his next major.
He didn't want to be inside 50, did he? He's
No,
charged back
no.
out.
He's got a blood
What am I
nose.
doing down here?
The moment was there for you, Betty. He didn't let you. He didn't allow it.
He was never goaling after I said it, was he?
Tui to a pack at half-back, spills Carlton's way. Ollie Hollins gives it to Walt, kicks to the top of the goal square. TDK, heavy landing. Ball spits out to Zach Guthrie. He's tackled, and DeConey for the second time. Crash landing. The top of the goal square. He's already had the trainers out to him once, and they're coming to visit again.
Yeah, well, that's just landed straight in the middle of his back. So no arms or no legs to stop the fall there. Definitely would have taken the stuffing out of him.
They'll need a free kick to score here. There's only 3 ticks left on the clock. Umpire throws it up. Pitternet wins it down. Dangerfield clears. And that's us. It is quarter time in front of a massive crowd at the MCG. Big game feel, and it is delivered against it so far. Carlton, 2 goals, 8. They've had 10 scoring shots in that opening quarter, but they trail Geelong 5-2-32. It is the Cats by 12 points at quarter time. The goal kickers, Tui, Cameron, Myers, Dangerfield and Blitzarves all have 1 each. Meanwhile for Carlton, Wonder Cripps and Wonder Boyd, his first in AFL footy. A little sample off the SMS, 0437 774 774. Anonymous, absolutely awesome corridor football, all in capital letters. I think we can all co-sign that sentiment from Grant in Waterloo in Sydney. Corbs, Benny, Rammer, Luke and Jess, top call as usual. Go the Cats. Tuned in by the Listen app, lest we forget. Thanks, Grant. Appreciate that. And your mate, Bawley, Anthony in Wild Dog Valley. You're getting a little later in the day. It's 5 p.m. I am firmly in Bawley's camp on this one. Short back and sides and black boots. So he's just happy to fall in behind your lead on that.
Stoking up the fire now. The fire pit. He'd actually be building it now, just as the sun starts to go down. The marshmallows ready.
The thoughts of Luke Ball and Adam Ramanaskas coming up. It is quarter time, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Time to steady and pull the trigger.
Tackle your week with the ABC AFL Daily Podcast. Join myself, Catherine Murphy, AFL legend Paul Roos and expert panellists every day to get the latest news, game analysis and insights straight from the field.
The way the rules are now, you're not allowed to brace yourself and hit someone in the head in a marking contest.
Tune in to stay ahead of the game and get your daily dose of footy fever. Find the ABC AFL Daily Podcast on the ABC Listen app.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the 2024 AFL season. Every match on the ABC Listen app.
Look for the AFL button.
From the restart, the Rucks miss it completely. Hewitt for...
Whoa!
Oh, there's Guthrie
There he is.
leaping up on his return and takes a hanger. Marks the kick down the line from Hewitt. And Cam Guthrie announces his return on cue. Heads inside 50 and Cameron takes the mark for Geelong. Kick 6 the last time they met. He's in business early, Jezza. He's got the opening goal and it's taken just 90 seconds from the boundary throw-in. Comes down to Cripps. Hand pass to Elijah Holmes. Kick smothered. Ricochets to Boyd. And answers straight back for the Baggers. Hawkins the target. Spoil comes from Wiedering. Down to Pitternet.
Great chase.
Ollie Hollins. And he's mowed down by Tui. Great chase down tackle. Played more games for Geelong now than he ever did for Carlton in his 120 games there. And a big gaudy premiership medal to go along with it. And now a goal against his old charge. Through it goes.
The Cats through O'Connor. Off to Dempsey. Now to Duncan. Long kick for Blitzarves. Slipping out the back, he takes the mark. Chris Scott, Swiss Army knife. On the snap. He's a man for all occasions, Blitzarves.
The 2024 AFL Premiership season.
On your radio
ABC Sport Digital.
and on the ABC Listen app.
Cats by 12 points at quarter time. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Earlier today, Adelaide by 57 points over North Melbourne in Hobart. There was a late change coming in, so Jackson Binns is playing in place of Horacio Fantasia. He's the Carlton sub. Tom Atkins the sub for Geelong. And Jack Higgins has been offered 3 weeks by the match review officer for his dangerous tackle on Aaliyah. Cats by 12 at quarter time. Luke Ball, Adam Ramanaskas.
Well, what a game, Rammer, what a quarter. And we didn't have a chance really to talk pre-game about how we thought it might unfold. I think certainly around the stoppage and the clearance, we know that's Carlton's strength at the moment. They were electric there last week, and really that's carried on to this week. And that's a big area of concern to the Cats, despite the scoreboard. 13 clearances to 5, and a lot of them have been chained out really nicely and uncontested, haven't they? So it's a really good challenge for this young Geelong midfield. We spoke about throughout that quarter about Chris Scott starting to really grow in trust in the likes of Tanner Bruin and Bowes and Parfitt and these other guys, but they have absolutely got their work cut out. But it starts in the ruck. This is the best quarter I've seen Big Mark Pitney play. Not only has he had 9 possessions, 7 of those contested, he's had 4 clearances himself, so it hasn't just been the ruck work, and you spoke about loving him hitting that ball into space for Cripps and Walsh to get on the move and run onto, but he's actually followed up really well too and got involved in chains of play. And really, I mean, you look at the numbers and it backs up the eye test. Carlton, ultimately, the only thing that's let them down is not taking their opportunities. Now, some of that is Geelong's ability to scramble, and you talk about College Asney being out of position a couple of times. It looked like Curnow had him cold and just being able to get a fist in. They come across, even without Stewart out there, they come across and support in the air better than any team in the competition. They're the number 1 team at defending the ball when they turn it over, which is a terrific stat in today's modern game. So it's a terrific contest that we spoke about. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Carlton, 2 goals, 8 and an out on the full from their 17 inside 50s. Geelong 5 goals, 2 from their 11. That's the game.
Well, Geelong are scoring through transition. That's where the difference lies right now. So it's stopping that transition. They're so good at it. They're so crisp at moving the ball, the way they go from one end of the ground to the other. But if you look at Paddy Cripps and Sam Walsh, they've had 10 possessions each in that quarter, 5 clearances between them, and Cripps got the. That's not sustainable for Geelong. So that continues. If that trend continues through this game, Carlton will overwhelm them in the end.
So if they end up with 40, you're not going to win.
No, not going to win. Sorry. I just watched the quarter time there. So Reece Stanley, really, Steve King gave him a good speak. He needs to get going.
Yeah.
I know he's had a week off. The legs should be fresh. He's more experienced than Pitney. He needs to get moving. He needs to help out his players. And I look down now, Rammer. Dangerfield goes in. Mark O'Connor's gone in to put the clamps on Sam Walsh. So Chris Scott's seen enough that first quarter.
Some key numbers in all of that too from Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball. So Geelong by 12 points. They get ready to start the second term in the twilight. The sun setting just after 5 o'clock local time in Melbourne. Big crowd at the MCG. Stanley wins the hit out to start the second term. Down towards Dangerfield. Fights with the tackle. Got a hand pass out to Parfitt. Knocks it on to O'Connor. Hand pass to Myers. Clever. Whacks it back to Dangerfield. Gets the centre break. Drives it long. Stengel! Standing in front of Williams. Takes the mark. He wasn't the tallest man out of the 4 that were running out after that, but Stengel in the box seat read it beautifully on the way in.
Dangerfield's impact already. That first, I'm pretty sure he didn't go to a centre bounce in that first quarter, Rammer. He goes in at the start of the just through desperation. He wills the ball out, and some really clever play from Brian Myers again, who's involved in everything. And as we spoke about, when they get the ball forward, they score Geelong. They look likely to score, don't they? They're so dangerous. So great start to the second quarter.
Tyson Stengel, the All-Australian in their premiership year, starts the second term with a goal. Geelong have 6 of those. 6-2 to 2-8. The Cats by 18 points. 1 minute into the second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Jess Webster on the boundary.
A bit happening at quarter time, guys. The doctors of both teams going out to both of the De Konings, it appears, and having some conversations after what was a pretty intense and bruising first quarter. It looks like Sam De Koning was okay, but Tom De Koning for Carlton has just gone down the race with a doctor. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Not sure if they're doing some kind of head injury assessment or not, but I'll chase more information and come back to you. Still on in the rooms at the moment.
That's not good enough by Zach Williams there. That's the first contest after quarter time, and you're allowing a player that's smaller than you to take a contested mark in the goals. We're taking away nothing from Geelong in the centre square there. But Zach Williams has got to be better than that as a defender if you're playing right on the last line.
Geelong with the last 3 goals of the game. That's the difference at the moment. Clearance coming for the Blues through Kennedy. Tumbles it to half forward. Curnow traps the footy. Can't get free. Gives it off to Elijah Hollins. Right there with him, Cam Guthrie. Escapes him the first time, not the second. Blues still with it at half forward. Mackay goes in. It ricochets out, throwing to come. Right at the elbow of 50 in the boundary line. Cats by 18 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Oh, no, I thought it was a shoulder. Cam Guthrie just popped the finger, I think. Yeah. I thought he was waving over. I thought he had that shoulder.
Still out.
Yeah. Quick, got to pop it in. Here comes the trainer.
Oh, jeez. There's only one way to react to that. He runs away from the trainer and wants to get straight back into the stoppage. Boundary throw-in. Pitternet wins it down. Walsh fights through traffic. Swings a hand pass inside 50. Cottrell trying to bend a kick through. Curnow on the behind line. Got it off hands. Tackled straight away by Zach Guthrie. Got his hands free. Hand pass to Carroll. Handball too hot for Mackay. Couldn't trap it. Goes back. Collects. Fends off Myers. And kicks a goal. Big H with a special. That is the way home. After 4 straight behinds, Mackay had to go and get his own footy, defend off and then finishes on the run. Geelong's lead cut to 12, Carlton to 3-8-26. Geelong out in front, 6-2-38. 3 gone second term. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball on ABC Sport.
Well, unfortunately, I know the feeling for Cam Guthrie. I think in the year 2000, I'll pop my little finger 30 times and ended up having surgery on it. Just kept popping out in the end. So I do know that feeling. But terrific by Harry Mackay. Terrific work rate inside forward 50. It was 2 possessions. It was 2 attempts from Harry Mackay. But I'm liking his work rate at the moment. I want to see Charlie Curnow start to work. He just wants to have a push and shove contest with Kolajasny at the moment. It's not working for him.
Back in the middle, Stanley winning the tap. Straight to O'Connor. He's wrenched down in a tackle from Walsh. And we'll do it again in the middle. Just outside the bullseye in the middle of our Cathedral to football. Slapping it down, Stanley again. He'll now receive it from close. A little fumble allows in the Blues. Kemp tackle to ground. And still another ball up in the middle of the ground. They're absolutely packed in too. As day turns tonight. Cats lead by 12 points early in the second.
Last goal for the Blues, though, from the restart. Whacked down towards Newman. Fights through the tackle. Somehow got boot to ball. High up and under, middle of the G. And Duncan standing underneath it. Takes the mark for Geelong. And kicks down to half forward. Close running back. Over the top. Spoil comes down from Kemp. Picked up by Akers. Slick hands away to Hewitt. Carlton back the other way to Kennedy. Hand pass over to Carroll. Kick straight down the pod. Zach Guthrie lends a hand. Takes the intercept mark for Geelong.
Oh, he's dangerous kick looking for Holmes. Akers breaks it up. Goes again at ground level. Soccers it out towards the boundary line. And over it goes. A throwing to come between the benches. Jess Webster.
Good news for Carlton fans. De Koning's right to go. He's re-emerged from the rooms. Has been given the all clear by the doctors and he's about to come back on now.
Cats by 12 points, 5 minutes into the second.
They would have been just checking the internals. It was a big landing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
100 kilo coming down right on the hard MCG turf.
Boundary throw in. Stanley knocks it forward, knocks it outside the stoppage for the Cats, but towards that back flank. Holmes scoops it up, kicks in the middle to close. Hand pass away to Myers. Loops a handball to Duncan. He's under pressure. Spun around in the tackle. Coughs it up. Here goes Walsh. Darting through the middle of the G for Carlton. Hand pass away to Hewitt. Ugly kick down to half forward. It'll sit okay for Mackay. Gets the Sunday hop. Hand pass over to Kennedy. Trying to soccer it inside 50. Can't. And De Koning, that's Sam for Geelong. Hand pass out in front of Cam Guthrie. His kick picked off. Collected by Kemp. In fact, it was Cowan. He's tackled. And Lockie Cowan will be held up here half forward for the Blues. Carlton are kicking to the city end in this second term at 6 minutes old. Geelong by 12.
Umpire hoists it aloft. Pitnet taking it out of the ruck. Dribbles a kick forward. Cripps dispossessed of it. Going in Stanley. He's dispossessed of it by Cripps. Now Parfitt. Rolled down in a tackle. All up to come inside attacking 50.
It's hot footy, isn't it? Can't fumble today.
No. Umpire puts it aloft again. Stanley grabs it. Buffeted off the footy by Mackay. Onto it Holmes. Just gets a kick away. Tumbles it to the boundary.
Good decision.
And the umpire says spin it in. Gets the approval of Luke Ball.
Ultimately, that will be the difference in the game, Bally. The team that can fumble less, they'll score. But Carlton had a couple of little opportunities there. They fumbled, and the moment's gone.
Geelong by 12 points. 6.5 minutes into the second term from the boundary throw-in. Bobbles down to Bruin. Heavy tackle. The umpire says
he's called it. Oh, no.
It is high. I think it's the out-of-zone umpire spotted it against Kennedy. Lockie Cowan, second game for the year. He's had a locker change, so he's gone from number 26 to number 2, which was vacated by Paddy Dow. Obviously moving to St Kilda over the summer. Here's Bruin. Kicks down the wing for Geelong. Leaping over the back, Tom De Koning. Couldn't come down with it. Spills to Myers. Hand pass away to Holmes. Gives it to Hawkins. High up and under down to half forward. Close outnumbered. Ball hits the deck. Not a bad result for Geelong. Williams keeps it alive. Turns it over. Holmes is going to make him pay. Kicks to high half forward. Henry marks. Hand pass to Myers. Inside 50 and blitz halves. Backpedaling. Got it. 25 out left half forward.
He's a genius, Myers, when it comes to kicks inside forward 50. Like, just the vision.
Well, it was 2 great examples. It was Holmes, who looked like under pressure he was just going to bomb away, just
pulled the kick.
Lowered his eyes, pulls the kick, and get the ball in Brian Myers' hands, 70 in.
Blitz halves wants to kick around the corner, opens up the angle. He's offline. Misses to the far side or behind. Geelong by 13 points, 8 minutes into the second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Is he in? I know, a bit early. Early on Australian form? Are we doing that yet?
No.
Round 7?
No.
Yeah.
Almost a quarter of the way through?
No.
Quarter pole.
Halfway I'll give you.
He started well. Let's just leave it there.
He started very well.
Short kick in from Williams to Boyd. He gets it back, breaks the arc of 50, runs and kicks up to Mackay on the wing. Blues trying to get something going. Arcs around onto the logo. Puts his bright orange boots through it. Inside 50, Jack Henry stands tall at the front of the pack. Takes the defensive mark for the Cats.
I'm with you on Curnow, Rammer. At the moment, you can see Harry Mackay's confidence is up because he's been allowed to roam and work, whereas Curnow seems to be stuck inside 40 or 30, doesn't he? And competing against two like the Cats do so well. So I don't know whether they need to switch it up, get Curnow up the ground a bit, get his hands on the footy.
Well, I think the reason why Mackay is up the ground is because he's got Sam De Koning. He's simply more athletic than him.
A loose footy on the wing, picked up by Blitzarves for the Cats. Handball errant. There Hewitt for the Blues. Back feeds a handball away to Wiedering. Runs a little arc. Feeds a handball to Walsh, who'll retreat with the kick back to Wiedering.
Sam De Koning likes being anchored inside for defensive 50. So Harry's just up the ground trying to really work him over.
Tom Hawkins, by the way, obviously missed that game down at Cardinia Park a fortnight ago against the Roos. He's now gone 9 quarters without a goal. It's not happened too often in modern times. Short kick to Boyd from Wiedering. Goes long to a pack at half forward. De Koning's on the deck again. That's Tom. And the pack forms behind him is Zach Guthrie. Locked up by Cripps. Ball up here, half forward for the Blues. Geelong by 13 points. 10 minutes into the second term. Tom De Koning grabs it out of the ruck. Tackled, lost it. Brullen mowed down by Cripps. Says play on. Cam Guthrie sockets it out wide. Akers trying to collect. He's got Blitzarves for company. Somehow got a hand pass away to Hewitt, who kicks it into the forward pocket. Gee, they're all over Curnow. There's 4 of them down there, and in the end, Zach Guthrie freed up to take the intercept mark for Geelong.
Carlton fans not happy, and I think they're right there.
A little handball. Yeah, there was enough
Very
there.
generous ramp.
No, there was enough there.
Zach
Make
Guthrie
contact, it's a handball.
sends it long towards the wing. Blitzarves playing the role of the rover. Wrapped up quickly. Holding the ball.
There you go.
There's a square up. Hewitt pinged him. He'll have the free kick. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Cats by 13. Blues going inside 50. Hewitt pokes it to the pocket. Curnow a run and jump. In front of him, mark taken by Cam Guthrie. So it's the Guthrie's down back, taking all of the intercept marks.
Not the way forward, is it? No. Charlie Curnow is going to get very, very frustrated if they keep bombing like that.
But it's his decision ball.
Yeah,
he's got to take himself up the ground.
Short to Myers, and then Myers goes short to Zach Guthrie. Right half back for Geelong. Kicks long to Stanley on the wing. No mark. Spills front and centre. Myers throws his boot at it. Sockers it inside 50. Cameron turns his opponent inside out of ball. Umpire said you didn't do that the right way. He lost Wiedering and gives away the free. What do we think?
No, that's play on.
Got out of jail, Big Jacob.
Yeah. Keep your feet.
Yep. Chris Scott just rubbing his eyes, just making sure he's saw that the right way. At the controls for the Cats. Short kick from Wiedering out to Elijah Hollands.
He can be theatrical, can't he, Chris? Umpires Nichols, Howarth, Finlay and Matt Rogers here today. Inside 50, go the Blues. Curnow can't mark. Follows up. Snaps on his left. Bouncing ball misses. Tumbles the wrong side of the post. Hasn't been Charlie's day yet. Cats lead by 12 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. We've played 12 in the second.
Earlier today, a 57-point win for Adelaide over North Melbourne. On a stroll, Duncan on the kick out goes long. Dempsey up top, can't come down with it. Cowan had a touch on it on the way through. Now tackles Dempsey, who had it momentarily. Says keep rolling. Walsh got the yellow Sharon. Hand pass out to Hewitt. Handball to Durden. Kicks inside 50. Advantage applied. Ball up the back. Jack Henry for Geelong. Tackled, caught. Mackay lays a superb tackle. Says keep rolling. Ball still live. Picked up by Cam Guthrie. Hand pass out of the defensive 50 to Dempsey. Handball to Bowes. He can't trap it. Rolls out of play.
Well, that's a bad one because Henry didn't make any contact with the ball.
And took him on.
Yeah, it's hold the ball, that one.
And that's the beauty of the key forwards at Carlton, their ability to chase and apply pressure. Aaron Mackay already's done that 3 or 4 times. Should have been rewarded there.
From De Koning and Stanley. Stanley hooking it towards the wing. Stengel out after it. Pokes it on with his foot. Onto it, Walsh for the Blues. Handball errant. Gathered though quickly. There by Cowan. He's dispossessed in the tackle. Umpire lets them rumble. Stengel soccers it out. Should be on the full.
That is absolutely on the full.
Yeah. Umpire Finlay says spin it in.
And if it's not, it's deliberate or insufficient attempt to keep it alive.
Cats by 12 points, 13 played in the second.
We're on ABC Sport. Colton Middlemass and Ben Cameron calling the footy. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball and Jess Webster, your call team, as Tom De Koning grabs it out of the ruck for the Blues. Kicks to half forward, always can't mark. Slips out the back again. Zach Guthrie tackled by Curnow. 30 out from goal. Says, I'll have it.
This is good by the Blues. Their pressure is enormous at the moment, particularly the forward half of the ground.
Yeah, it's the big guys too, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great thing, Curnow. If you're not getting your hands on the footy, that's what you can do. You can apply pressure and get yourself into the game that way.
Forward 50 stoppage for the Blues. Coming through Owies. Handball to Kennedy. Handball to Tom De Koning. Bumped off his kick. Spills to Kennedy. To Elijah Hollins. Running snap. He's good. Finally, the Blues find the major opening. Their fourth goal of the game brings it back to 6 points. Geelong 6-3-39, Carlton 4-9-33. Nearly the quarter-hour mark in the second term. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball.
Well, 12 inside 50s to 2. Now Bally, so...
Just weight of numbers, isn't it?
It's weight. Look, you continue to apply pressure inside your forward 50. The opposition usually break. We've seen Geelong over so many years be so good at just absorbing pressure, absorbing inside 50 entry after inside 50 entry, but... You know, when you're actually tackling inside a forward 50, you're not allowing the ball to come out. It just exhausts you as a defence, and simply that's what's happened.
I like what I'm saying. Right, he's just got a bit of a point of difference about him, doesn't he? Good size, beautiful kick,
Looks
good decision
classy.
maker. Yeah.
Turn 22 on Anzac Day. Elijah Hollins, a whole lot of footy in front of him. De Koning for the Blues, down to Cripps. Carlton starting to take over. Kicks to centre half forward. Holmes is there, though, for the Cats. Hand pass to Bruin. He's crushed as he gets his kick out to the wing. Myers will run onto it. Collects on the bounce, trying to wrong foot Newman. Goes short to Holmes, who kept on moving. Holmes can't mark, but keeps it in front of him. Does well. Hand pass to Bose. Draws a defender. Hand pass inside 50, but Kennedy first there for the Blues. Hand pass away to Akers. He gives it to Cowan off half-back.
Cowan floats the ball towards half-forward. Clean bowls Owies, and let him mop up Jack Henry for the Cats. A cool kick out towards the wing, and Cam Guthrie. 2 goals of the game for the men in the hoops.
Just needed... Sorry, Benny.
Sorry, last 2 goals of the game for Carlton after the men in the hoops kicked the 3 before that.
Yeah, just needed a bit of composure there, Lockie Cowan. He had his head of steam up, didn't he? But he actually had the outnumber ahead of the ball.
Bruin sends the Cats to half-forward. Close. Looks into the pocket. Has danger down there. Coming across Wiedering. Punches it away. Throwing deep in the left forward pocket for the Cats. They lead it by a kick. 16 played in the second.
Just need to trap the ball in here. Don't spend a bit of time with the ball inside their front half. The Cats
let your
give their
defenders
defenders a break.
recover.
Yeah.
Adam Ramanaskas and Luke Ball. Cats by 6 points. They got a forward 50 stoppage here. De Koning wins it down. That's Tom. Ball spills away towards Stengel of the Cats. Hand pass to Tui. Handball to Myers. Goes back by hand to Holmes. Arches the back. Burns off Cripps. Now looks for home. He's kicks off line. Ollie Henry on the behind line claiming the mark.
He's called a point, the umpire here.
Okay, so
Let's check it.
we're going to the arc, but the soft call from the goal umpire we think is going to be a behind.
Well, it looked a bit of a push in the back too, just on the replay. There was one hand in the back of
It is.
Lockie Young.
Going to get that angle.
I reckon that's a mark, is it?
So the behind is this soft call.
I reckon he's taken that on the line.
I think you're right. So remember in the rules here, all the ball has to be over all the line. Certainly from that angle.
We can't see from that angle.
And that is the issue, isn't it?
It's simply, so it's got to be umpire's call.
The 2D image of the 3D world. The soft calls are behind. I think that
Need a camera on the behind post, don't we? But I think the fact you would be able to see the ball, wouldn't you, from the goal post if it was over the line.
So there's a camera from the goal post which shows that you can't see him marking the ball behind the line.
No, you got no idea when he's marked the ball.
Might be umpire's call, and I think he probably gets away with a push in the back anyway, so perhaps the behind's the right result, but it's not going to make Chris Scott happy.
No.
I don't think.
And this is where the crowd gets a bit restless. We've seen a couple of replays. We've had a 10-15 second look at it. And here comes the result, a mark. So they've overruled the goal umpire, who his soft call was a behind, and judging by the replays we saw, they've determined that that's enough to pay the mark to Ollie Henry.
I just don't know how you can make that decision. When does the ball actually land in his arms?
And Ollie Henry will open up the angle and snap it through. Oh, that hurts the Baggers. And Geelong settle it down. Carlton with a head of steam up at the other end, and all of a sudden the Cats push it out beyond double digits. Geelong by 12, 7-3-45, Carlton a 4-9-33. 18 minutes gone, second term, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, there's a few things to unpack here. I think it's a push in the back. I think that probably should have been a free kick to Lewis Young. I don't know how the umpire makes the call that it's a behind definitively, but then once he does, you're right, man. I'm not sure how you make the call.
How do you make the call?
That it, or to overturn it, but I mean, that's a push in the back. I think it was marked on the line, to my eye. So they get away with one, I think, there, the Cats. And Rubber the Green just going with them a little bit at the moment, isn't it? Terrific contest, though. They needed that, didn't they? Because it's been all Carlton in the first 15 minutes of this, or the last 15 minutes of this quarter.
11 individual goal kickers in the game. 7 for the Cats, 4 for the Blues. Bruin out in the middle for the Cats again. Tumbles it inside 50 towards the half-forward flank. And Cameron sees it out. Right there with him is Kemp. Throwing to come. 47 around from the attacking goal for the Cats.
Stabilised the clearances a little bit this quarter, the Cats. 7-5. Still Geelong well on top, but just been able to put the clamps down a little bit.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Umpire brings it back in. Hawkins, the forward 50 stoppage. Both rucks miss it. Bouncing ball. Hawkins goes back and gets it. Handball to Duncan. Handball to Cameron at half forward. Runs into trouble. Walsh tackles him. Handball out of play. Throwing to come. Cats led it by 12.
That handball, his first touch of the quarter, Jeremy Cameron.
That's why I love Sam Walsh, though. His ability to work. We know what his work rate's like with ball in hand, but just as strong defensively.
Into time on we go in this second term. Geelong by 12. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Hawkins palms it down. Wiedering. As soon as he grabs it clean, he's met in a heavy tackle. The umpire says, ball up.
Yeah, well, Geelong are not getting much out of Hawkins or Cameron, really, in this first half. To still have a 12-point lead is a great result.
Pitternet wins it down, and in the end, Kemp knocks it back out of play. We'll have another throw-in, another stoppage inside the forward 50 for Geelong.
Whereas if you're rating all 4 of the tools from both teams, Harry Mackay's been the best.
Yeah. Good starts done, not just in the air in the marking contest, and in front of goal where he's kicked one, and some big defensive efforts so far. Cats by 12 points. Hawkins hooks it down behind. Parfitt passing through, left it behind. Wiedering jams it on the boot. Duncan does well to trap it high half forward. In the end, it rolls away under pressure to Kennedy. He's tackled, and we'll have another stoppage. All of this in Geelong's front half. They're about 60 out from goal at the punt road end. Cats by 12 points, 21 minutes into the second term on ABC Sport.
Blitzarves able to hook it down out into the path of Stengel. Snaps to full forward. Tomahawk can't mark it. Ball pinballing around, comes back to Hawkins. He's wrapped up, loses it. Appeals for holding the ball. The umpire lets them rumble.
Well, it is. He dropped the ball, Benny. He tackled and then he's dropped the ball and hasn't hit the boot.
Not many have the strength below the waist to be able to stand up with Tom Hawkins in a one-on-one like that. Jacob Wiedering, those tree trunk legs.
Ball up, 30 out. Hawkins delightfully down to Cameron. He snaps the goal. The Cats key forwards combining. Cameron finishing it off, his second. The first multiple goal kicker in the game, and the Cats out by an equal game high 18 points. 8-3-51 plays 4-9-33. 22 played in the second. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball.
Rama, they heard you. Haven't had an impact, have they? But it was Hawkins down to Cameron. And still, I mean, didn't do much wrong, Kemp. He only gave him half a metre, got a little block. And was really only half a chance, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's so good, Jeremy Cameron, at losing his direct opponent in the mess of the contest. So, because he's so athletic, the way he goes about his football, he's able to hit that contest at absolute speed. The other part is, Tom Hawkins simply isn't given enough credit for how good his ruck work is inside forward 50.
And you hear the roar as the big screen pops up that is 600 goals for Jeremy Cameron. He becomes just the 36th player in VFL AFL history to kick 600 goals. So Jeremy Cameron. Well, it's another bit of history here at the MCG. Back in the middle. Dangerfield had it. Tackled. Lost it. Says holding the ball. Kennedy takes the advantage. Kicks Carlton inside 50. Punched away by Jack Henry. Close to the boundary line. Mackay keeps it alive. 45 metres out. Off balance. Kicks towards the top of the goal square. Cottrell reaching for it. Tackled by Kolajasny. Got the ball. Cottrell knows where the goals are. Somehow fought through the tackle. And Kolajasny left him pointing west. That's where the opening was, and he was able to get boot the ball. Geelong's lead cut to 12. Cottrell on the board. 23 minutes gone in the second term. Carlton to 5-9-39. Geelong 8-3-51. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball, ABC Sport.
Yeah, Harry Mackay involved again. Jack Henry thinks he's touched it here. I think it's probably a little bit of embarrassment too, but quite desperate enough. It's a terrific goal, isn't it, to stand up like that from a unlikely source in Matty Cottrell, but Jake Kolajasny, who's been so good in those one-on-ones with his strength against Charlie Curnow, had him wrapped up in the tackle. He just didn't quite see it through, did he? And it was Cottrell had the ability to be able to get the ball on his feet and then caught Jack Henry napping as well. So a little something out of nothing for the Blues.
That's by 12 points back in the middle. Parfitt able to get a handball out into the path of Dangerfield. His handball chopped off. Onto it quickly, Newman. Long kick to half forward. Bouncing ball, Kolajasny there. Wrapped up quickly in the tackle. Loses it. Umpire says high free kick. Kolajasny to get it.
Well, I mean, the high free kick was there.
What a
Guthrie, but yeah, with holding the ball. So I'm just trying that. There's been a lot, hasn't there? And it's been such a high pressure game.
Well,
he didn't have prior opportunity, but he's just dropped the ball. Yeah, so sometimes you've just got to reward a good tackle and just pay dropping the ball. Incorrect disposal.
Geelong by 12 points. Kolajasny kick misses the target out to half back, so live play. Cameron collects on the hop. Hand pass to Cam Guthrie. Tumbles a kick down the wing. Ollie Hollins intercepts for Carlton. High half forward. Hand pass to Newman. Kicks into the pocket. Curnow got it against the fence. Left forward pocket. And the two-time reigning Coleman medalist underneath the big screen at the Ponsford stand end will be able to open up the angles, snap off his preferred right boot to give them two in quick succession. Curnow to get involved, and the Blues have got something cooking. Back with our straight kick, and Curnow with his first major involvement of the day hits the scoreboard. Geelong 8-3-51. Carlton moved to 6-9-45. Geelong by 6 points. 26 gone second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Those inside 50 numbers are pretty good for Carlton. If you're a Carlton supporter, 15-6 in this quarter, albeit Geelong had kicked 4 goals, 1 from their 6 inside 50s. It's weighted numbers again. Bally and I spoke about the weighted numbers in the clearance game in the first quarter. Now it's the weighted numbers of inside 50. 4 goals, 1 to the Blues this quarter. So just putting the Geelong defence under enormous pressure in this quarter.
Second time this quarter the Blues have kicked back-to-back majors. 4 goals to 3. Bounce in the middle. Tom De Koning and Stanley, the two headbands. Going at it straight down to Dangerfield. Just gets a kick away, but not before the whistle. We'll do it again. Corbin Middlemass, Ben Cameron, Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball and Jess Webster. Stanley palms it forward. Tui hacks it out of midair. Straight to Stengel, the bare 15. No, it wasn't. Handball to Parfitt. Cats it half forward. Squeezes a kick inside 50. Bouncing ball for Dangerfield. Buffeted by Akers. Handball away towards Blitzarves. Does a 720. Gets a handball away in the pocket. Tui loses it. Possibly holding the ball. Yes, says the umpire. Akers takes the advantage. Turns it over. And Holmes marks. 45 out on a 30-degree angle.
It was the right thing to do by Akers. It was just poor execution. He's completely miskicked the ball there. So he was free. Like when he kicked that ball, he wasn't under pressure. But it was just a tumbling punt that he's kicked.
It's been good, Holmes. Loved his game. This will be possession 17. He's gone back to half-back a bit this quarter. Doing it both ends of the ground.
4-year contract extension until 2028 during the week. And he's got to go here. These Cats are keeping Carlton at arm's length. 9-3, 57, plays 6, 9:45. Late in the first half, Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Premiership players Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball.
So good pressure by the Blues inside their defensive 50 where they're able to turn the ball over. But like I said, it was just a poor execution there by Blake Acres. The Carlton were out.
It was 2-on-1.
Yeah. They were out, just had to hit the target.
At least get it over the top into space, but well read by Max Holmes. And that's a beautiful finish from outside 50.
Yeah.
How high can his star rise, Max Holmes?
I think when you don't realise how tall he is too, he's sort of over 6'2", so like physically there's not much he lacks for, and he's just starting. You can just sense his ability to play. Now he goes into the centre bounce, so he's becoming a real weapon for them.
21-year-old Max Holmes has been said with a new deal during the week. Bruin fights the tackle, gives it to Dangerfield. Geelong going forward again. Hawkins down there, Wiedering in front of him, takes the intercept mark.
He's had a good quarter, Jacob Wiedering.
Geelong by 12 as we close in on half-time. As Wiedering goes short to Louis Young, who's got the long sleeves on. 15 on Carlton's injury list, so they are batting pretty deep at the moment, and Young gets another look at it. Goes back to Wiedering. That is an absolute blooper. Kicks it along the ground towards Blitzarves. Intercepts at half-forward, swings a kick back to the goal square, and Young spoils. Bouncing away into the behind post, so a throw in and a deep forward stoppage for the Cats.
Did I say he had a good quarter, Jacob? The old commentator's curse. He's kicked the ground anyway.
Humility's only ever a sentence away in the combox.
Deep forward 50 stoppage for the Cats. Tom De Koning double palms it down. Stengel going low, playing for a high free kick. Umpire Nichols not falling for it.
They certainly have put the whistle away, haven't they? Like sometimes you go, that's okay. I mean, we feel like they've missed a few this quarter, but
Hawkins slaps it boundary side. Bruin can't gather it. Close can. Handball for Stengel. Misses him out of play. Another throw-in. Cats by 12. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Round 7 from our Cathedral to football, the MCG.
Boundary throw-in, right forward pocket for the Cats. Tom De Koning wins it down, but straight to Stengel. Hand pass got to Dangerfield, but he's running in reverse. Hand pass threads it through beautifully to Tui to finish off the work. The Cats are purring. Zach Tui whacks it through on the run for his second, but the hand pass from Patrick Dangerfield, as Dennis Cometti would say, centimetre perfect. Geelong by 18 points, 31 gone in the second term, 10-3 to 6-9. Luke Ball, Adam Ramanauskas.
So dangerous, aren't they? Those 450 stoppages, and it's just getting on the move. That both these players have looked really explosive. For the wrong side of 30, we know that, but freshening up, they both look really explosive today. Dangerfield in particular, he's made a massive difference to the Cats around the clearance. He's gone into the middle. He's had a big 5 minutes. You sort of almost sense the need for an experienced head to go in there. And it's a great finish from Zach Tui on the run.
Since round 3, they've been the most accurate team in the competition, the Cats, and appropriately, it's a couple of goals for Tui. 18 points, the Cats' advantage. Winning the tap, Stanley. Dangerfield again on all fours, scrapping after the footy, knocking it forward. Bruin trying to wrench it free from Newman. Stanley slaps it out to Dangerfield. Quick kick inside 50. Bouncing ball inside 50 for the Cats. Picking it up, Wiedering. Handball away towards Cowan. His dump kick goes straight to Blitzarves. Attacking point of the square for Geelong. Pokes it over the top. Mark taken by Cameron.
He'd be close here, I think, Jeremy Cameron.
I reckon he kicked the first goal of the 2018 grand final from this very spot for the Giants.
Yeah, so 51 metres out.
2018? 19.
In line with the digits on the 50.
Thought I had something there, Corbs.
You were so close.
Anyway, it was from this spot.
Yeah, it wasn't Corbs quick to slap you down as well.
Here goes Cameron. Chisels
brilliant.
it cleverly inside 50 to an awaiting Bruin. Kicked it under the man on the mark, if that makes sense. Under his arms anyway.
That's a ridiculous kick. Yep. For a key forward, 6'6". Hard to explain, isn't it? But he's pinpointed that, and look, it's poor from Carlton. They were standing around late in the quarter, standing around like witches' hats. But if you put five witches' hats out 40 metres away from the kicker and said, hit this kick and put this on a 50-cent coin, that's what he did, Rammer.
This young player coming of age, Tanner Bruin, is hitting the post. Started out right.
Little let off for the Blues. 2 minutes remaining in this quarter, Benny. So just a little let off.
New game high lead of 19 points the way of the Cats. Nearly 33 minutes played in this second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
9 goals in this quarter.
Yeah. Williams goes on a run to the back pocket. Kicks long up to the wing.
Good
Mackay and Cameron, and Mackay stands in front, takes the mark.
Oh, he should have given that one.
Well, it looks like the message has gone out.
Yeah,
Guys, we've worked our backsides off. We just got to get to half-time here.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Geelong by a game high 19, 33 gone. In the second term, kicks down to Curnow, slapped away at the back, into the path of Cripps, sweeping hand past Durden. 52 out right, half forward, kicks to the top of the goal square, getting back to it to lend a hand. Breaks it up, now he's tackled, taken to ground by Elijah Hollins. And the ump says ball up, right forward pocket for the Blues. Geelong have kicked 4 of the last 6 goals in the game. They lead by a game high 19 points approaching half-time.
Paddy Cripps had a quite a quarter. That was only his 3rd possession.
Forward pocket stoppage for the Blues. Akers gets onto the footy. High up and under towards the hot spot. Who can mark it? No one. Lands clean on the ground. Bouncing ball. Elijah Hollins. Handball away. Myers sockers it into the middle of the ground. Bouncing ball for Cameron. Handball to Myers. Now the Cats are away. Kick out to the southern wing.
Out to Holmes. Just needed it to sit for him. Didn't quite. Goes back. Collects. Sends a hand pass on to Cam Guthrie. The best and fairest in the premiership year. Pokes it inside 50 and there's a little rust on his return. This is Stengel. Puts it out of bounds on the hop. And we'll have a throw in 30 out from the Cats goal.
Bit of rust and a bit of fatigue. A lot of hands on hips and heads. It's been a frenetic half of footy, hasn't it? Finals like intensity. I think both teams will be keen for a breather at half time. What can the Cats do? Last 4:50 stoppage.
Cats by 19 points. Trying to hook it to the back. Hawkins misses it. Spits out towards Walsh. Runs straight into close. Handball away to Williams. Now on to Akers. Goes for a little run. Takes a bounce. Beyond defensive 50. Kicks up for Elijah Hollins. Drops the mark. Picking it up. Cam Guthrie. Handball to Blitzarves. Attacking point of the square for the Cats. Dangerfield dumped. Umpire lets them play. Picking it up. Walsh for the Blues. Off the dirt and kicks up the wing.
To Curnow. It's their time for Carlton. The Geelong players rushing back in great number as the seconds peel off the clock. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Kicks to centre half forward for Cripps. He marks now 2 seconds. Hand pass to Walsh. They run out of time. The extra hand pass went to Newman, but the bell went. And Geelong lead by a game high 19 at half time. The Cats 10-4-64. Carlton 6-9-45. The Blues have had more scoring shots, and yet they're down by 19 points at the half. A highly entertaining half of footy. We were promised a lot coming in. The teams with the 2 best records in the game leading into round 7. And it has delivered so far. So for the Cats, Tui's got 2. Appropriately, Jeremy Cameron's got a couple, and then 1 each for Holmes, Stengel, Myers, Dangerfield, Ollie Henry and Blitzarves. While for Carlton, we have 1 each for Cripps, Mackay, Elijah Hollins, Curnow, Boyd and Cottrell. Now, the news coming in is that Jackson Binns is playing. He's the tactical sub. Horacio Fantasia are laid out with illness. Tom Atkins, surprisingly, the sub for Geelong. Neither of them required so far in this game. And after Geelong led by 12 points at quarter time, they lead by 19 at half time. Earlier today, Adelaide defeated North Melbourne by 57 points. Full time down in Hobart, the Bellray Oval, and there's 1 game still to come on your Saturday slate. That is Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs later tonight. But the game in front of us, there's a whole lot to pull apart. A 19-point lead for Geelong at half-time. The thoughts of our ABC Sport experts, Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
Well, I'll start with Carlton. I think their biggest concern at half-time is their kicking efficiency. So they're just making fundamental errors with the ball in hand. So first quarter they went at 51% kicking efficiency. Second quarter at 57%. So they're really low there, balling. You know, now that's a credit to Geelong's pressure also. But I just think just some of the targets that they've missed, and you know, to then go in with only a 19-point margin, like you sort of go, oh, you know, if that kicking efficiency's up in the 60s, it's similar to Melbourne on Wednesday night, half time. They couldn't kick the ball. They came out after half time and they just brained Richmond in the end there. So I think that's a composure thing. Now, if you look at the way they're moving the ball and the like, it looks all good. The other concern for Carlton right now is how to get Charlie Curnow into the game more. He's only kicked the one goal, and that was late in that second quarter. So Colajazi's done a good job on him in this game, but also I don't think Carlton have done themselves any favours in the way they've kicked the ball to Charlie Curnow. It's been a 1-on-3 or 1-on-4 situation with Charlie, and he's simply getting beaten. Harry Mackay has been the best forward out of those four today, where I think Jeremy Cameron had a couple of little moments in that second quarter. Geelong are super efficient with their ball movement going forward, and that's 11 inside 50s that quarter for 5 goals too. So 7 scoring shots from 11 entries, which is just terrific going. You talk about Myers, you talk about Holmes, Paddy Dangerfield late in that quarter came into it. Tanner Bruins being really good. Cameron Blitzars then when he came out onto a wing. So their efficiency of moving the ball from one end of the ground to the other is what I think then will be concerning Carlton bowling.
Yeah, bang for buck, isn't it? They've looked powerful like they did last week, Carlton, around the clearance. We've spoken about that. The contested footy all looks good from their point of view. They're just not getting bang for buck centre forward. And the difference, in a sense, is that the kicker's inside 50 for the Blues. And Harry Mackay looks on top of the ground, doesn't he? He's moving really well. You've spoken about Curnow and his need to get into the game a little bit. And we love what Geelong do behind the ball. We know that, even without Tom Stewart, their ability to defend all parts of the ground, let alone turnover, is exceptional. It's the best in the competition. But at the other end, it's the kickers inside 50 of Geelong that are setting them apart. One stage here, with the 24-minute mark, it was 15 inside 50s to 6, and Geelong had kicked 4 goals. And so then I think Dangerfield goes onto the ball and realises the moment. Carlton are pressing. I need to go in and create some goals, and then him and Cameron kick that goal from the 450 stoppage and set that one up, and Tanner Bruin hits the post. So, and that gives them that sort of breathing space into half time. But from a Carlton point of view, everything around the ball, everything around the ground looks pretty good. Yeah. It is just that let's get bang for buck. Let's get the ball if we can into some better users. We spoke about, I like Elijah Hollands. I like the ball in his hands, centre forward. Is it Walsh? Walsh only had the one handball. The one kick that quarter. At 9 possessions, only 1 kick, 8 handballs. So can we get the ball into his hands a bit more forward of centre and have him kicking the ball inside 50 a little bit more? Because really that is the difference in the game at the moment. I mean, it's a 3-goal margin. I feel like Carlton, it's a lot more even than that. If anything, Carlton really should have been in front at the 20 to 25 minute mark of that quarter, and then some Geelong class and experience got those goals late. But terrific contest. It's a beauty, and we're in for a great second half as well.
Great crowd, great atmosphere.
When we say great crowd, we're talking 80 plus.
At least. High 80s.
It's full. So I think just the atmosphere and the energy within the game and the pressure within the game is just adding to that crowd atmosphere as well. So, yeah, look, it's really 2 heavyweights. Now, I think you can call Carlton a heavyweight. The way they're performing in this game has been admirable. But at the same time, what can they deliver now in the second half? So Geelong, we know, are a professional outfit. But if I'm making one change, if I'm Carlton at half time, I'm getting Charlie Curnow higher up the ground. I need him involved, and I need him going to work on Colajazi, trying to work him over from a fitness point of view.
And 19 points in modern footy?
No, that's right. Especially the way Carlton.
The way these guys.
The same last week. They conceded 4 goals, a 4-goal lead to the Giants, who we think are the other top 3 team at the moment, and they mowed them down and went away from them as well. So, exciting second half coming up.
If you're wondering just how good Geelong have been this year as well, so 26 quarter breaks they've had, or an end of a game this year. They've led at 25 of those 26. So the only break that they've trailed out was quarter time last week. So they have got in front and held on to it. They've been excellent front runners this year.
Yeah, and there's a bit to play out, but I think the question mark around, they're 6-0, but who have they beaten? I didn't buy into that. I think they've shown the ability tonight to rise to the occasion. What I've liked, Dangerfield, I think, looked really explosive. Tui's come back in and looked really good, but it's Holmes, it's Myers, who we know about. Guthrie's been good, 14 possessions in his first game back. Great to see him back. Stengel, Tanner Bruins had some moments, and Ollie Dempsey's first quarter was superb, so it's been a bit of a mix of old and young. There's a few that need to lift, and it's largely forward of the ball. I think Hawkins, he's got his work cut out for him. Ollie Henry needs to get into the game a little bit more. Brandon Parfitt's only had the 3 possessions. But I think, I've liked the way that they've handled the occasion as well, the Cats.
Reminds me of Danny Glover in Predator. He's got the pelts on the wall, and he's trying to add another pelt to the wall here in the biggest one of the year so far in the Blues, if Geelong are able to do that today.
That's amazing. Getting a Predator in there, that's special.
There's more of that coming up. Plus, I'll tell you about the Port Adelaide injury toll out of last night. Their win over St Kilda did come at some cost, and a Saint is in hot water with the MRO. I'll bring you all of that in just a moment. The second half not far away either. The Cats by 19 points at half time. But first, the latest from the ABC Newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Thousands of people have rallied against gender-based violence in Hobart, Sydney and Adelaide today. Olivia Mason reports.
Advocacy groups are calling for the government to declare violence against women a national emergency. This week, 3 women have allegedly been killed by men known to them, fueling nationwide anger. Green Senator Sarah Hanson-Young says she wants to see more action taken to address the issue.
This is an epidemic that requires the full resources of government at all levels, across all departments.
11 more women have allegedly died because of gender-based violence in 2024 compared to this time last year. Ballarat and Newcastle also hosted gatherings last night.
A pilot and passenger have died after the light plane they were in crashed in eastern Victoria. Police believe it crashed about 1:45 this afternoon at Mount Beauty Airport near Falls Creek. The pair, who are yet to be formally identified, both died at the scene. They were the only people aboard the plane. Another pilot, Tony Retke, says he'll likely be spending the night at the Mount Beauty Airport as flights have been cancelled.
No, I didn't see it happen. I just, there was a bit of a delay me being able to land. Then someone on the ground said that there's been an incident at the end, just come in over the top with a bit of room. And so I did. Now I can't leave.
Still in Melbourne, where residents have reported hearing multiple gunshots shortly before a man was found dead in Melbourne's southeast. A 30-year-old man was found with a gunshot wound in a car on Bryde Avenue in Hampton Park around 12:30 and died at the scene. Police have been told a Ford Ranger ute was seen being driven away from the area, and it's believed the same vehicle was located at Sweeney Reserve in Berwick around 2 hours later. This resident says she heard loud bangs around midnight.
I was pretty sure it was gunshots and not fireworks or anything. We usually do hear sounds like that, but this was really a gunshot.
Investigators examining claims that 12 members of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees participated in the October 7 Hamas attacks on Israel have closed one case and suspended 3 others. The BBC's Sebastian Usher has the details.
UNRWA has been a lifeline for decades for Palestinians in refugee camps, not just in Gaza and the occupied West Bank, but in Lebanon, Jordan and Syria. The allegations made by Israel against some of its staff prompted an immediate suspension of hundreds of millions of dollars in funding from most of its key international donors. Now the UN says that the case against one employee has been closed because Israel provided no evidence to support its accusations.
North Korea has accused the United States of politicising its human rights record and denouncing what it says are politically provocation and conspiracy issues. State media says that North Korea will make stern and decisive choices to protect the country's sovereignty and safety in response to Washington using human rights as a tool for invasion and hostile behaviour. It follows the release of US State Department reports that mention significant human rights issues in North Korea. A ceremony has been held in New York to repatriate 30 looted antiquities to Cambodia and Indonesia. The items, including a bronze statue of the Hindu deity Shiva and a vase depicting former Indonesian royalty, are valued at more than $4.5 million. Manhattan's Antiquities Trafficking Unit says it's received nearly 1,200 pieces stolen from more than 24 countries and is still investigating trafficking networks that target Southeast Asian antiquities. WA's Farmers Livestock President is warning that a large percentage of the state will need to be covered by the government's relief package. The state government has announced an $8.6 million package for farmers and communities affected by drought conditions. Livestock Section President Jeff Pearson says the package will help. However, he says a large area of the state has gone without rain.
While in these situations, normally we're exposed to pockets of dry conditions across the state, but in this situation, we're pretty much applicable to all agricultural areas and obviously some pastoral areas as well. So there's a large percentage of the state to accommodate here.
In AFL, St Kilda's Jack Higgins has been banned for 3 matches for a tackle during his side's 10-point loss to Port Adelaide last night. The 25-year-old was reported for rough conduct for a dumping tackle on defender Alir, which has been graded as careless, severe and high. Alir was left concussed and will miss his side's next match against Adelaide on Thursday night. This is ABC News.
Time to steady and pull the trigger.
Tackle your week with the ABC AFL Daily Podcast. Join myself, Catherine Murphy, AFL legend Paul Roos and expert panellists every day to get the latest news, game analysis and insights straight from the field.
The way the rules are now, you're not allowed to brace yourself and hit someone in the head in a marking contest.
Tune in to stay ahead of the game and get your daily dose of footy fever. Find the ABC AFL Daily Podcast on the ABC Listen app.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the 2024 AFL season. Every match on the ABC Listen app.
Look for the AFL button.
Curnow on the behind line, got it off hands, tackled straight away by Zach Guthrie. Got his hands free, hand pass to Carroll, handball too hot for Mackay, couldn't trap it, goes back, collects, fends off Myers, and kicks a goal. Big H with a special.
Forward 50 stoppage for the Blues. Coming through Owies. Handball to Kennedy. Handball to Tom de Koning. Bumped off his kick. Spills to Kennedy. To Elijah Hollins. Running snap is good. Finally, the Blues find the major opening. Ball up, 30 out. Hawkins delightfully down to Cameron. He snaps the goal. The Cats' key forwards combining.
Tom de Koning wins it down, but straight to Stengel. Hand pass got to Dangerfield, but he's running in reverse. Hand pass threads it through beautifully to Tui to finish off the word. The Cats are purring. Zach Tui whacks it through on the run for his second.
The 2024 AFL Premiership season.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Half-time at the mighty MCG. It is Geelong by 19 points in front of over 80,000. Top of the table clash, the early season heavyweights, the Cats and the Blues. Geelong by 19. Corbin Middlemass alongside, I stumbled over my own name. Corbin Middlemass alongside Ben Cameron, Luke Ball and Adam Ramanauskas, our premiership pair, and Jess Webster on the boundary. Your call team. This is Saturday Footy on ABC Sport. Your thoughts on the SMS coming up in just a moment. The fallout from last night. So Port Adelaide win, but they pick up 3 injuries. Alir has concussion, so he'll be in the protocols and will miss the showdown. Connor Rosie, Bally, has been assessed as a hamstring strain.
Yeah.
It is a low-grade hamstring, so they're saying about 1 to 2 weeks.
Usually minimum 2, isn't it? And has he got a bit of a hamstring history? Top of my head, I can't remember. Is he? Oh, he hasn't missed much footy. I don't think. He's pretty durable, but yeah, you'd think it'd be a minimum 2 to be safe.
The showdown's Thursday, so he's not playing.
No chance for that. Yeah.
So Zach Butters will lead the team, and Sam Powell-Pepper. Can't take a trick.
Yeah,
He's been playing the best footy of his career. He's torn his ACL. So for Sam Powell-Pepper, that is his year done. The MRO fallout. Jack Higgins, as you preempted this morning on AFL Saturday, Bally, rough conduct, careless, severe and high. So 3 matches is what he's been offered by Michael Christian.
Yeah, only way it probably could come out, I think, the more you look at it, going through the grading that Chris O goes through, I fully expect the Saints to challenge it, and if nothing else, get it downgraded to 2 and maybe even 1. And there'll be a bit of a public push this week, I think, to do so, given the mitigating circumstances around the unfortunate result.
So I imagine the case will be a lot from the St Kilda side of, look, he's trying to kick the football, so he's off balance anyway, which affects the tackle.
Yep.
And the argument, I imagine, from the AFL side will be, well, the responsibility is with you as the tackler to protect your fellow player.
Yeah, which I agree with. Yeah, yep. I agree with. You feel for Higgins, and sometimes you can just be unlucky, and there's some of those that happen every year, and they're just collateral for the bigger issue that we're all dealing with. And we do ask a lot of our players, especially smaller players, trying to tackle a big bloke. The Saints, I think, will even wheel in the biomechanist and talk to them about that and explain the physics of it. And I think they'd be half a chance to get it maybe even downgraded back to high, which back to 2. I think that's maybe where it lands. It might be the best case scenario for them.
Luke Ball on ABC Sport. I've got some text for you, Bally. We'll race through these. 0437 774 774. Fran in Melbourne. Enjoying the call and the commentary. Go the Cats by the Jugular Boys. Excuse me, boys. That is how much I don't like the Blues. Corbin, if you can be bothered taking your steamer and using it, more power to you. Now, this is from my ABC Melbourne cross this morning where I mentioned Catherine Murphy's obsessed that I have a steamer, portable steamer, that I'm able to take on the road with me.
For your clothes?
On my shirt.
I don't know where you were going with that. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I was thinking Dim Sims. And, I get it. Clothes. Okay.
Well,
do they work? I don't think they work.
He's a big linen wearer.
Yeah, I've got no issue with that. But,
I just iron my clothes.
Yeah, well, your fashion's got a bit of work to do. I got no issue with the linen.
This was a gift for at Christmas from my dear old mum that thought, look, I don't know what to get him, so I'm going to get him a portable steamer. And it's actually a really good gift because it's something you would probably never go out and buy. But the fact that I've got it, it's come in handy. Catherine Murphy and Paul Roos, by the way, on AFL Daily, which you can catch through the ABC channels in the Listen app. Rob in Greensborough off the SMS. I love that the umpires are letting the maybe free kicks go. It's like a final. But they have shafted the Blues with several appalling and obvious non-decisions.
No, I agree with the first part and a little bit of the second part. I think they were stiff a couple of times there. I think Harry Mackay should have been rewarded down here with a shot for goal. And maybe one or two others. But generally speaking, I think the 50-50s they've let go, and it has felt a bit like a final out there.
Is Hawkins the best boundary throw-in ruckman in the league?
No doubt.
Maybe in history.
No doubt.
Okay. That's from Anonymous, but it's unanimous from Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball. Great game. Umpiring is subpar, which is a pity from Warren in Ferntree Gully.
I wouldn't say it's subpar. I think it's more they've let a couple go rather than try to over-officiate. Now, that's finals. We've spoken about that atmosphere out here today, Benny.
Well, 14 for the game so far. I mean, that's a low number, isn't it? But
I don't know. I never know the average of.
You come to me for the umpiring information, like the 18-metre in boundary throwing.
What's the average free kicks per game?
I would have thought. I don't know off the top of my head, but I would have thought that it would be more than that. That does feel low.
40, I think. Yeah. So that's we're on track for what's that? Mid-20 or late 20s. But also the better teams should be more disciplined, should be better at executing tackles, and so there should be less free kicks. So I think, a lot of numbers going.
Just pay the obvious ones.
Yep. While we're shouting out the umpires, one man who's been in really good form today is Shane Tilley. He's the boundary umpire who is celebrating his 300th game today.
Fantastic.
Well done to Shane. Makes it
a lot of Ks.
300
games.
As a boundary umpire, Bully.
Our man, the Buzz, Ian Burrows, who works in our office, on track for his 400th in coming weeks.
That is. Yeah. I would be interested to know. Can you ask him, Benny, for me? His average distance that he covers each game.
Well, I saw him on Monday.
And work it backwards from
I said, are you training tonight? He said, no, just going for a jog. I said, how far? He said, 10K.
Have you asked him about the 18 and 18?
Yeah, he said, bang on. You're absolutely right.
Anyway, it's not about Buzz today. It's about our man Shane Tilley getting his 300. So.
It's about the Cats and the Blues, and the second half's underway. It's Geelong by 19. Here's Ben Cameron on ABC Sport.
The Blues come away with it. Kennedy forward handball to the run of Walsh. Kicks inside 50. No mark taken. Zach Guthrie spoils. Duncan onto it. Handball to Parfitt. To Kolajasny. Heaves a kick up to the wing in the Blitzarves direction. Sport away from him. Bowes roving the pack. Goes back with the handball to Parfitt. Handball under pressure, a turnover. Kemp for the Blues.
Kemp looks back to the corridor for the Blues. Bounces out in front of Cam Guthrie. Just jams it on the boot for Geelong, and it'll be intercepted as Louis Young takes the intercept mark.
Jeez, Cameron wasn't watching the ball then.
The Cats going to the punt road end, hands it off to Williams. Ugly kick, made it tough for Mackay. Williams goes back in, but it spills Bowes' way. Geelong with it in the middle. Hand pass to Parfitt to Cameron. Hand pass out to Close. They're out at the back. It's Myers who'll take the mark, plays on immediately and pops through the first of the second half. And on the back of the Williams turnover in the middle of the ground, Geelong have cashed in. He's got a couple, Myers. And Geelong set the tone after half-time. They're out to a new game-high lead. It's 25 points Geelong's way. 11-4-70. Carlton, a 6-9-45. ABC Sport. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball.
Oh, they just punish you, the Cats. Yeah. They are the best in the team, best in the competition at doing it. Best team in the competition at doing it. None better than Brian Myers, who gets on the end of that one. We know he's so good at setting them up. It's
efficiency.
Yeah, it is.
Efficient when they win the ball through turnover. They are so efficient in wherever they win it, whatever part of the ground. But you'll always look. You never see Geelong's forward line stacked with numbers because they're just so disciplined, Bally, at creating space for each other.
16 possessions, 4 tackles, 6 score involvements, game high, 2 goals himself.
Third multiple goal kicker in the match for the Cats. Whistle from the restart. The other way of Pitnet. Dangerfield to stand the mark. And the Blues come again. Pitnet sets it up inside 50. Mackay goes down. Push, free kick. Sam de Koning, I think the offending party. Stanley around the area too. It doesn't matter. Mackay will go back with the set shot.
It's a big man, Harry Mackay. He went down a little bit too easily there, Rama. He didn't really need to do it, did he, de Koning?
No.
Because he had Reece Stanley just sitting under it unopposed.
Yeah, the numbers were there for Geelong.
Anyway, might have missed a few. He missed one in the first quarter. He gets one here.
The Blues need their key forward to stand up. And Mackay hits the post. The woodwork disturbed. 3/4 of the way up the right-hand goalpost. Cats lead by 4 goals neat. 3 minutes into this third term, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, it's the metal work now, Benny. They're no longer wood, those goalposts.
That ruined my figure of speech, Rama.
Guthrie to Guthrie, and then short to Duncan. He chips it back to Cam Guthrie.
Lee Matthews put a stop to that many years ago.
Hand pass to Duncan, now out of the defensive arc, looks for Cameron on the wing, leaps up, no mark, hits the deck. Blitzarves had it, lost it, Cripps wins it. Hand pass to Curnow, fights a tackle, hand pass over his shoulder in front of Kemp. Knocked down by Bowes of the Cats, and Cripps holds it in. He's tackled. We'll have the ball up half forward for the Blues. Blues to the punt road end, third term, early stages, 3.5 minutes old. Umpire tosses it up, Pitnet late to arrive. Blitzarves wins it down, and another pack forms as Boyd is locked up immediately. Kicked his first goal in AFL footy in the opening quarter. It was Carlton's first of the day, Jordan Boyd. They're now down by 24. Carlton, 3.5 into the third.
Clearance from Tui for the Cats from the half-back flank to the logo. Cameron Marks veers out to the left. Long ball for Hawkins. Wiedering in a wrestle. Goes back and gets it at fullback. He'll kick out to the half-back flank for the Blues and deliver a perfect pass to Carroll.
Carroll looks for Mackay, who works all the way up and marks defensive side of the wing. And he looks inboard immediately. Kicks it over Elijah Holland's head and onto the chest of Kennedy. A logo, southern side. Short pass finds Tom de Koning. He marks between wing and half forward. Looks inside the forward 50. Curnow! The Colossus! Leaping up, marking in front of the pack. 30 out straight in front.
Wow, that's the difference. I think in the first half, he wanted to wrestle with Jake Kolodjasny, show his strength. Now, his first opportunity of this second half, he runs and jumps at the ball and just pure athleticism. There's not many in the competition that can go with Charlie Curnow when he's doing that.
A big goal in the context of the game to give Carlton their first of the second half. Curnow returns to a familiar place on top of the Coleman medal tally. He's got 22 for the year and counting. A couple on the day. And Carlton are back within 3 goals. Geelong by 18 points. The Cats 11-4-70. Carlton 7-10-52. 5 gone third term. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball on ABC Sport.
Well, it started way back in the defensive 50, didn't it? With Jacob Wiedering just having a good old one-on-one win. And he's a bit of a nightmare matchup for Tommy Hawkins because he's got him for strength. You know, where Hawkins usually
can match him in strength.
Monsters his opponents. Wiedering there just used the body beautifully, and then it was a beautiful kick out to the fat side of the ground, and they went from one end to the other, transitioned the footy, and the Cats didn't touch it. We're used to seeing Geelong do that. Carlton were able to do that then, so he's just got that battle stitched up at the moment, Jacob Wiedering. Tommy Hawkins, he's a bit lost for answers.
He was the best and fairest last year. Stanley, silver service to a bursting Dangerfield. Attacking edge of the square, vacant goal square. Williams gets back, saves the day, scrapes it through. A minor score. A few better sights in footy than Paddy Dangerfield at full flight, full chested out of the middle.
Hasn't he got a sniff today of the big game?
He does, yeah.
Big game feels, Paddy Dangerfield.
Isn't he?
There's Williams on the kick-out duties, goes wide to Curnow, forced to spoil, back inboard, picked up though by Bruin, tackled by Hewitt, goes to ground, up says ball up.
Charlie Curnow up the field, Rama.
It's much better for Carlton, that setup with Curnow up the field.
Geelong
look more balanced. Sorry, Cobb.
Geelong by 19. Pitnet puts it out in front of Cripps. Tackled. Lost it. O'Connor. Hand pass to Bruin. He's out of play in the tackle from Hewitt. Right on halfway broadcast wing. Jess Webster's downstairs for us. What's happening down there, Jess?
The crowd is just buzzing, guys. This is a massive atmosphere and a huge crowd that's in this afternoon. There's something about Saturday afternoon footy that I think just really hits the sweet spot. So a big quarter and a bit to come.
Pitnet taking it out of the ruck, gives it off towards Stewart, who moves it on to Newman. His kick around the corner, no mark taken by O'Connor. Coming away with it, Akers. Off to Kennedy. Bouncing ball. Curnow half forward for the Blues. Kicks inside. Great kick. And the mark taken inside attacking 50 by Carroll. 45 out directly in front.
Well, a couple of things, Roman. Mark Pitnet is absolutely torching Reece Stanley at the moment. He's had 3 clearances already this quarter. Reece Stanley yet to touch the footy. He needs a shake. Otherwise, you can just see he might have to go with blitz-ups. He might have to change it up because at the moment he is absolutely slaughtering that matchup.
The left footer, the long left footer, drives it through from 55. Carlton close again. Back to 13 points. 8:10:58, Geelong 11:5:71. 8 minutes into the third. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
So it was Pitnet with the clearance and then Curnow. Just the ability there, Runner, for a key forward to bend down, pick the ball up. It was coming at him fast, wasn't it? It was a poor kick in from Kennedy. Clean pick up and then roll, and then the ability to be able to lower your eyes and hit that kick. And it's pretty special, isn't it?
So I'm with you on the Pitnet and Stanley matchup here. You've got Tom Atkins sitting on the bench. You subbed Atkins into the game. You then run blitz-halves as your ruckman for the remainder of the game. You can't keep this up because what's Pitnet for the game? He's had
13 and 7
He's had 7 clearances.
Yeah. 13 points, Geelong's lead. Restart back in the middle. Hewitt a little fumble. Got Dangerfield sweating on him. Regathers. Hand pass out in front of Danger. Just knocks it away to Stanley of the Cats. Hand pass to Bruin. Fumbles across the half-forward line. Now collects. Kicks inside 50. Stengel always clean. Got the half volley but turns it over. By hand to Elijah Hollins. Hand pass to Cripps to Akers. Back to Cripps. Here you go Carlton in number through the middle. Hand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy kicks inside 50. Let his teammates down. Spills to Kolodjasny of the Cats. Hand pass over Sam DeConey's head, but he gets back. He's closed down by Carroll. Hand pass to the back flank for Kolodjasny. Hands it back to Zach Guthrie, who under pressure has kicked it out on the full.
Well, Danger's done a hammy here. Yeah. It's a shame. We've just been singing his praises and how how dynamic he's looked, but he just went down and he's got. Sometimes he tries so hard, and it sounds silly, doesn't it? But just there in the desperate lunge forward, I think he's come up short. And he knew it. He just turned around and walked off. From the centre circle.
To the bench.
Yeah.
Jess Webster's down there, Jess.
Yeah, Danger just came straight to the bench, straight down into the race with the physio, so looked quite disappointed and obviously into the rooms for further assessment.
In the meantime, the kick goes inside 50 for the Blues. Curnow spinning, kicking, play on. Cripps coming down with it. The umpire wants them to keep playing. He's wrapped up. Hacked out of there by Owies. Holmes on the last line for the Cats. Spirals a clearing kick into the centre square. Wiedering marks. Camps underneath it to take it. Now chips it into the pocket looking for Curnow again. Cam Guthrie fists it away. Spills to Holmes in the back pocket. Tui slick hands. Away to Cam Guthrie. Back to Curnow. Kennedy closes. Takes him out. A throw in to come. And the Blues have ratcheted it up.
Yeah, they have. They've got a sniff. The Blues. Pressure's up. They're locking the ball inside 50 here again. The Cats all being dragged up. They're out of position at the moment. The Cats are all at sea. Just looking at the replay there. Danger just as he lunges forward. I think it's a hammy.
Did his left hammy against Adelaide in round 2, so missed a few weeks there. Only returned against Brisbane. This is his second game back, only playing his 4th match for the year out of a possible 7. And he's hurt his hammy again. More from Jess Webster to come. Restarted half forward for Carlton. Hewitt first clean touch. Hand pass to Kennedy. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Jack Henry leaps up. No mark. Slides off his fingertips. Holmes is back. Gets their first clever kick. Little check side.
That was brilliant by Holmes.
Finds Dempsey outside of the right boot, and Dempsey marks at half back. That is a dangerous kick. It's picked off. Cottrell takes the intercept mark for Carlton. 60 out.
Cottrell wants to send it back inside 50. Curnow a run and jump. Hands to it. Doesn't mark. Bruin down at ground level. Wrapped up quickly. Gets a little dribble kick away to Tui. Clearing handball beyond defensive 50. Bows on to Stengel. Now it's all open in front of him. One bounce. A second. He'll think about a third, pull his kick. It'll go short towards Ollie Henry. Gathers on the bounce, wrapped up quickly by Young. And a ball up. The Blues hold up for the time being. Cats by 13, 12 played third.
That's the interesting one, where Stengel has so much space, but he had all Geelong's forwards running back towards goal. He needed one just to come at him.
Tom DeConing wins the head out in the defensive 50 to Wiedering. Tackled, taken to ground. Jess Webster on the boundary.
Geelong has wasted no time activating its sub. Tom Atkins has checked into the game. Patrick Dangerfield out with a suspected hamstring.
Well, it's not a bad replacement, is it? Just in terms of grunt around the contest.
From the ball up, whacked out a play by Hawkins, boundary throwing.
You feel like Max Holmes, who's been Geelong's best player today, he might have to spend a bit more time around the ball now. He's behind the ball at the moment. He's playing at half back. He might have to go in and take some of those Dangerfield minutes.
Left or right side danger, do we think, on the hammy?
No, hard to tell. He didn't give it away.
Yeah,
he didn't grab one. Yeah.
13-point lead for the Cats. Forward 50 stoppage for Geelong. Oh, one down towards Lewis Young. His kick smothered, picked up by Cameron, got the loose footy. Snapped it goalward, kicked it into his own teammate. I mentioned smothered. It was into the back of Kemp, and in the end, fortunately, didn't cost Carlton a goal there. 14 points, Geelong's lead, 13 gone in the third term.
Oh, dangerous kick from Young. Wiedering reaching, controls it down one-handed. Just as Hawkins was closing, then kicks laterally to the half-back flank. Marked by Ollie Hollins. Cats by 14. 13 into the fourth. Hollins kicks up to the wing. Pack form. Stanley spoils it down after it. Kennedy. Arriving Bowes. Fumbles it out of play. Trying to come. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Just repeating. Patrick Dangerfield with a hamstring injury. We'll wait to find out whether it was a left or right hamstring.
Second of the year. He's already done his left hamstring.
It's a shame for this game too, isn't it?
Yeah.
The context of the game. We spoke about how explosive he was looking.
14 minutes into the third, Geelong by 14 points from the boundary throwing. Tom DeConing to Hewitt, hand pass to Boyd, dangerous kick broken up. Close knocks it away to Duncan, hand pass to Parfitt, feeds a handball forward. Boyd out after it, collects, and he's crushed in the big bear hug from Hawkins. And a ball up 25 metres out from the Geelong goal at the city end.
Well, good on him for going back and getting the ball, because that was a horrible option by Jordan Boyd to go back into the middle of the ground. No option there at all.
Hawkins wins the tap. Ollie Henry slaps it off towards Bow. Squeezes a kick into the goalpost. Not quite.
Well, two really good opportunities, Benny. Cameron and now Bowes there.
Cats by 15. Nearly the quarter-hour mark in this third term. Saturday footy, ABC Sport.
Boyd to Newman in the back pocket. Newman goes long to a pack on the wing. Off hands, it spills down to Cripps, knocks it away to Durden, run out of time and space, hand pass to Cowan, handball to Cripps, feeds it back by hand to Walsh, Carlton with it but retreating, Walsh trying to work his way through the maze, gives a hand pass to Cowan, handball to Newman, short kick to Boyd, he marks at half back and looks corridor, centre half back finds Young, surely Hawkins over the mark, he is, gives away the 50, came from behind the player who took the mark, tried to stand it, got into space,
just go,
Young,
kick it in there.
And that is as obvious a 50 as they come.
Having a bit of a horror time at the moment.
Young dabs it short to Cripps. Cripps looks out wide. Ollie Hollins leaps up. Fresh on the ground. Atkins punches it out of play.
And he's right. Charlie Curnow's got his arms up in the goal square. It's a one-on-one contest that he had with Kolajasny, but they decided to go wide there, the Blues.
Forward 50 stoppage for Carlton. From the throw-in, Tom DeConing to the front. Hands to it. Spills down. Parfitt getting involved. Ricochets away to Atkins, the sub for the Cats. Gives it off to Zach Guthrie. Clear and kick. Mark taken by Newman. 51 out. Left half forward for the Blues. He'll set it up. A low border full forward. Massive pack. Lots of hands to it. Coming through Hewitt. Rides a tackle. Atkins drives him into the ground. Ball spills out. Zach Guthrie whacks a kick to the southern wing.
Chase on. Logo southern side. Paddled away by Kemp and gains possession. Gives it to Cowan. Hand pass to him and Cowan goes short with the kick to Akers. 15-point lead for Geelong. 16 travelled third term Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Akers inside forward 50. Curnow the target. Knocked away from him. Down to Duncan. Spun around. Hand pass reaches Bowes. Tackle. Dispossessed. Ball comes out. Curnow with the pressure on the 1%er. Pack forms around the pair. Ball comes out. Carroll runs, carries. Dispossessed. Here's Atkins. Jams it on the boot. His kick smothered too. Curnow's still alive here. He tackles Bowes a second time. And we'll have a ball up here. 25 out forward pocket for Carlton. Kick into the punt road end. Geelong by 15.
Umpire puts it aloft. Litzarv's in the ruck, hooks it towards the boundary. Akers carries it out on the bounce. Throw in from the elbow of 50 in the boundary line, half forward for the Blues.
It feels closer than 15, doesn't it? Remember, for all Carlton's momentum, really, they haven't really been able to make too many inroads, have they?
Yeah, consistently scoring this game.
The lights in full effect here at the G. Tom De Koning palming it down for Walsh, gets a handball away, bumbles around the boundary line, picked up there by Cripps. Handball to Mackay, might have been taken high. Umpire holds his arms to his chest, ball up deep in the right forward pocket for the Blues.
A lot of it's due to that, just that pressure from Geelong. Just keep turning up. Tom Atkins, it's sense that he would have been chomping at the bit to get on the ground, sitting on the bench, so he's having an impact already.
Cats by 15 in the right forward pocket there for the Blues. Attempted clearing kick from Myers. Onto it, Walsh hooks it back inside, attacking 50. Ricochets off the shins of Mackay. Comes back to him. Feeds the handball to Elijah Hollands. Room to get it on the boot. Pokes it through. His second. And Carlton will not be denied. They just keep coming. And it's back to single digits. 9 points. 11-7-73 the Cats. Carlton 9-10-64. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, Bally sung his praises in that first half, but this is the strength part now of Elijah Hollands. Like Brandon Parfitt is one of the best tacklers in the competition. And that's just really strong core strength by Holland. Terrific by Harry Mackay to continue in that contest. You see Parfitt afterwards, just hands on his head. They wanted to stick that tackle. But this is why Carlton got in. They wanted that crafty, competitive half forward, and that's certainly what Elijah Hollands is.
One of four sets of brothers out there, along with the Henrys, the De Konings, the Guthries, and the Hollands. Elijah and brother Ollie in the same team. His first year at Carlton. De Koning service straight down to Hewitt. Hand pass to Walsh, the weapon, trying to work his way through. Got a hand pass out in the tackle from Atkins. Ball spills to Parfitt. Clean pick up middle of the G. Hand pass to Close. Got it out. Spills to Holmes. Tumbles a kick down to half forward. Unkind bounce for Cowan. Right on the forward 50 for Geelong. Ollie Henry just has to scoop it up. He lost his footing. Gives it to Myers. Hand pass into the pocket for Stengel. Tight angle. Decides to straighten up. Cameron! With the famous number 5 on his back. Marks in the goal square at the city end. Like Ablett Senior himself, leaps up, has it top of the goal square.
It's just those small forwards again, Rema, just doing what they do in a shoebox, just finding a way. It was, who was it that snuck out the back? Stengel, I think.
Yeah, Stengel.
Close involved. Henry, who's had a quiet night, involved. Myers as well, and terrific mark in the end, under pressure. Jeremy Cameron.
Jeremy Cameron, the contested mark, the finish. And the Cats just calm it down once more. Jez has got 3. Geelong back out by 15. As we tick in the time on in the third term, Geelong 12-7-79, Carlton 9-10-64. Corbin Middlemass alongside Ben Cameron, Jess Webster on the boundary. Luke Ball, Adam Ramanauskas on ABC Sport.
Well, he's had a quiet night, Ollie Henry. I reckon that's only his 5th possession, but it's probably his most important because he was able to get that ball out of that little contest of a 2-on-2, and Stengel had every right to go for goal. But that's just the discipline of Geelong as a football club for a long period of time, where just square the ball up back to the teeth of the goal square, and Jezza takes a great grab. He's already got a little poke in the eye or a bump. He's got a nice little bump on the side of his head here.
Yeah.
Every time Carlton have closed, Geelong have had the answer. Stanley just paddles it down for Parfitt. Dribbles a kick onto it. Hewitt there for the Blues, able to knock it out. Ollie Dempsey picks it up. Now he runs away with it. Through the middle of the ground he goes. Kicks inside 50. Close. Nearly. Doesn't take the mark. Spills out to Stengel. Outside of the boot. Misses left.
Got away with one there.
Had more time, didn't he?
He needs the ends well in the corner, to stop the swelling, like in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little mouse, doesn't he, just appearing alongside his eyebrow and Jezza Cameron?
Might be better than Tim Zoo's corner.
Yes.
Cats lead by 16 points, 21 and a half into the third.
Stop the bleeding.
Getting a swelling after that last knock for Jeremy Cameron next to his eye. We'll get Jess to keep an eye on it as Carlton go long, straight down the pipe, finds it Mackay, kicks down the wing. Here's Tom DeConey.
Got to go, he's got to go.
Good transition for Carlton, sends a kick out wide. Cottrell has to collect it on the bounce, looks inside the forward pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, he's burst to speed.
Right.
Great spoil. Kolodjasny breaks it up. Stanley collects, hand pass to Cam Guthrie. Kicks out of the defensive 50, Blitzarves and Williams compete in the air. Right the bounce it goes in front of the Carlton bench.
Yeah, they should have had a score there, Carlton. The way they transitioned that ball from the behind all the way inside their forward 50. It was a good kick by Cottrell. Just it was better defence by Kolodjasny.
Geelong by 16, time on third term.
Feels every bit like a high-stakes final. Trying to get a handball away quickly. Carroll does so eventually. Boyd just wrenched off his kick. It spills to Elijah Hollands. Blues have the numbers. Handball to Cripps. Back to Elijah Hollands. Handball knocked down by Atkins. Halved the 2-on-1. Did really well. And a throw-in to come. Half-forward flank for the Blues. Cats by 16 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Jess Webster is on the boundary. Jess, how does Jeremy Cameron look?
Looks pretty relaxed on the bench at the moment, just getting some treatment to the back of their hamstrings, just keeping them warm. But the doctors have checked out that knock to the head and he appears fine. But still no sign of Patrick Dangerfield. Is still in the rooms.
Thanks, Jess. So just repeating a suspected hamstring for Patrick Dangerfield. We're uncertain as to which side it is, but pulled up a little sore. We'll get some further clarity on that. He's been subbed out of the game.
They're typically cagey, the Cats, around injuries. I asked, was it a left or right hamstring? They just said suspected hamstring for Dangerfield. It was worth a try.
He's done his left one once already this year, back in round 2. What is happening here? We've had a bunch of whistles.
Free kick Cripps.
It's going to Cripps at the stoppage. So he's being held by Jack Bowes, who stands the mark. The Cats by 16 points. Time on third term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Cripps trying to change that. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Mackay.
His hands have been good today, Corb.
Velcro for hands here as he makes it stick. 15 out, just left of centre.
Just, you know, it was a slow play kick. They're going inside forward 50 for the Blues, but what's that? That's Mackay's 9th mark for this game.
I think he's came into the game number 2 in the comp for marks, but really number 1. I think number 1 might be one of those mids or halfbacks. Yeah, these are the real marks.
That's a real mark.
Yeah, that is a terrific contested mark.
45-degree angle. Mackay moves in. His drop punt is good. Those goal-kicking yips are long gone. A couple for today. He's got 18 for the season. And Carlton are back within 10 points. Geelong by 10, 12-8-80. Carlton at 10-10-70. 25 gone, third term. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball on ABC Sport.
Well, Bolly, you generally know a forward's on if they're not bobbling. So, yeah, he just clunked that.
Yeah. Well, it's a great mark because he had the ruckman back, Reece Stanley, and again, it sounds like I got him in the gun a bit. Just no impact there at all, Reece Stanley. If you're going to go back loose behind the ball, you've got to find a way to have an impact in the end. I mean, it's a contested mark, but it wasn't much of a contest. Terrific, and that's why Carlton, they're able to keep themselves in the game like that because of these towers forward of the ball who take moments like that. Well done, Harry.
Back to 10 points again. Stanley hooking the tap down. Walsh will win the spilling ball, though, and kick it inside 50 for the Blues. Out the back, Curnow whacks it through from the goal square. 3 for Charlie. And Carlton have come rollicking back into this contest. Back within a kick, it's 4 points, 11-10-76. Plays 12-8-80. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball on Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
It's Sam Walsh. Now, it was a bit of a scrap. It was a scrappy centre clearance. But Sam Walsh just reacted the quickest out of that centre bounce. He got Atkins off balance inside the centre circle. He kept his feet. And then, Charlie there just outsmarted him. He's a direct opponent in Kolodjasny.
Got a big quarter, hasn't he? But it started from, as you said, moving, getting up the ground, get your hands on the footy, and everything's flowed from that. Game on.
The lead changed on the second and third goals of the game, and that was the last time that it changed when Geelong edged in front. They've led this by as many as 25 points earlier in this quarter.
It's a great challenge now for Geelong's younger mids.
It is, because this is where they miss Dangerfield, isn't it? Oh, well, you don't need to be giving away silly free kicks.
That was silly, that. So I don't think the ball was returned to the umpire on time, and so Geelong quickly go inside 50. Bruin sockers it away to Hawkins. His hand pass and turnover. It hasn't been Tomahawk's day again. The racing away is Williams. Floats a kick down the wing. Off hands it skids through towards Kolajasny. Hand pass for the Cats out to Tui. Oh, his handball turnover. Akers on the wing. Carlton down by 4 points. Late in the third turn, hand pass to DeConey, hand pass back to Akers, to Walsh, back to Akers. Third touch in the chain, goes short to Pitternet.
We'll get a 4-2, running through the bullseye in the middle. Kicks in the Curnow direction. Punched away from him by Kolajasny. Mopping it up, Sam DeConey. Handball to Dempsey. Handball to Blitzarves. Down the southern wing, left foot kick. A beauty onto the chest of Stengel.
Ball around.
He'll come infield in the middle of the ground. Mark taken here by Myers. Attacking edge of the square. Chips it short. Ollie Henry claims it. There's a blue down in back plate.
Williams. Well, it's Williams and it's Ollie Henry's opponent. I must admit I had my eyes on the ball up the field, but I think it's one of those ones where Ollie's stopped and checked his opponent who wasn't watching, and ironically ends up with a footy in his hand. So he might have got away with one there, Ollie Henry. 4 umpires on the ground. Usually they don't miss that sort of thing, but
not that far off the ball.
The Cats have had the answer to every Carlton question. Ollie Henry's drop punt is through. He meets the moment. He's got a couple. And the Cats are back out by 10 points. 13-8-86. Plays 11-10-76. 28 minutes into the third. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Premiership players.
That's definitely a free kick against Ollie Henry.
I mean, but
you can't do that.
There's not a line in it, though. I mean,
well, the umpire's right there, Paulie. Like, he's to the left of this contest. We're watching the replay there.
Yep.
He's got him.
It's definitely a free kick. I just thought he stayed down for too long. I thought he'd been checked. He got a little hand over the shoulder. He went down like he'd been...
Like he did his Achilles
last year. Exactly. He went down. I mean... Anyway, he gets away with one, Ollie Henry there. But, they had a few out, didn't they? Mitch Duncan was out over the back as well. So, good transition again from the Cats. And they keep them at bay again.
Geelong by 10 points, 29 gone in the third term. Back in the middle, Pitternet palms it down. Cripps stands up with the Sharon. Hand pass out in front of Kennedy. Needs a kind bounce, doesn't get it. Somehow got boot to ball. O'Connor at centre half back for Geelong wins it. Hands it to
terrific.
Bruin. Kicks to Myers in the middle. He takes the mark. Myers in the centre square. Geelong by 10 points late in the third. Kicks out in front of Max Holmes, who marks. Goes back over it. Takes the kick out wide and Stanley grabs it. He's 55 out. Pokes it into the pocket for Hawkins. Marks in front of Wiedering. And Tom Hawkins, fair to say, in a dry spell. He has gone 10 quarters, this being the 11th, without a goal.
Yeah, it's only his first mark for the game. So he's been really quiet, but we've seen this show so many times with Tom Hawkins. That left to right shape that he puts on his kick.
Yeah, he's a left to righter. Just terrific stuff again from the Cats. Like under pressure, losing the clearance, having to generate the ball movement from the back half. Some brilliant stuff. Holmes involved again.
He's had to move the furniture in front of the fence. Wide out, 40 from home. Right half forward. Hawkins across the goal face. He misses far side. Still goalless during that 11-quarter stretch. Hasn't kicked one since Easter Monday. Geelong lead it by 11 points, 31 minutes into the third term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Benny would like that little baby fade on his driver.
I hit a high draw, Rummer.
A high draw, do you? Are you that good, are you?
In the back pocket, Newman up to the wing. Over the head of the pack, it spills into the arms of Jack Henry. Whacks it without looking back into the pocket. Mark taken there by Wiedering.
I heard you guys making golf plans the other day. Have you had a round together yet?
No.
Didn't come through.
No, it didn't work out.
Just sat by my phone waiting for the invite, but no good. Kick up to the wing and Curnow coming up to Mark. 11 points, the Cats lead. 31 minutes into this third term.
Spending a Saturday's enough for me.
18 holes a long way.
Yeah, long. That's 4.5 hours of betting.
Curnow goes long down the wing. O'Connor leaps for it. No mark. Spills to Cameron. Hand pass away to Holmes for the Cats. Sweeping Polyfarmer hand pass down the wing. Picked up by Kennedy. He's tackled out of play.
What do we got here? We've got 50 seconds remaining in this quarter. So we've got the stoppage right in front of our commentary box here on the northern side of the ground.
Cats have put Cameron looks like behind the ball, so they're quite happy to shut it down. It's been a good performance again to stem the flow. Felt like Carlton's had momentum several times throughout this quarter.
Geelong by 11. Oh, there's a free for a hold in the ruck contest. It's going against Pitternet. He thought it was his free. Stanley to take it. Dangerfield's done his hamstring in this third quarter. We'll tell you more about that shortly. He's been subbed out as the Cats by 11 points late in the third. Long kick to a contest at half forward, and Wiedering punches it out of bounds.
Well, he gets a free kick there. I think Geelong have to hold them off. Reece Stanley needs to have a big last quarter between him and Mark Blitzarves, who spent a little bit of time in the ruck.
Well, Stanley he just needs to break even.
Yeah.
Cats by 11 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sports. Stanley winning the tap. Bounces to Pitnet. Bounces back to Stanley. Kicks a high ball into the pocket. Stengel takes it. No mark paid. He'll hook it back to the hot spot. Looking for a mark. Punched away by Young. Elijah Hollins arrives. Cowan clears it. Tumble punt beyond defensive 50. Tui with hands to it. Cripps will just soccer it to the wing.
Curnow down there. Jack Henry beats him to it. Soccers it back in the other direction, and in the end, Akers able to get to the drop, takes the mark, and that'll do us. Three-quarter time at the MCG in front of what we suspect is over 80,000. It is a tremendous atmosphere. It's been a great game throughout, and so it is again with a quarter to play. Geelong by 11 points. Carlton got back within 4 at one stage late in that third term before Ollie Henry pushed it back out beyond double digits. Geelong 13-9-87, Carlton 11-10-76. The Cats by 11 points at three-quarter time. The goal kickers, we got 3 for Jeremy Cameron, including his 600th in AFL footy. Just becomes the 36th player in VFL-AFL history to the 600-goal milestone. 2 for Tui, 2 for Myers, and 2 for Ollie Henry, and then 1 each for Holmes, Stengel, Dangerfield, who's done his hamstring, and Blitzarves has 1. Meanwhile, for Carlton, 2 each for Harry Mackay, Elijah Hollins and Charlie Curnow. And then 1 for Cripps, Carroll, Boyd and Cottrell. It is perfectly set up. Geelong by 11 points as we turn for home. The thoughts of Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball just a few moments away. This is Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
We've had such fun at the wedding of the year.
Dad, wake up!
What? So what's next for Bluey?
How's it going? Surprise!
Only another brand new surprise episode.
I don't hear singing!
It's everyone's favourite family.
What is having children like?
In a brand new surprise episode.
I'm trying to raise kids here.
All new Bluey. Streaming now. Always free, always entertaining on ABC iView.
This is ABC Sports coverage of the 2024 AFL season. Every match on the ABC Listen app.
Look for the AFL button.
Well, Dane just done a hammy here. Yeah. We've just been singing his praises and how how dynamic he's looked, but he just went down and the desperate lunge forward. I think he's come up short and he knew it. He just turned around and walked off.
Walsh hooks it back inside attacking 50. Ricochets off the shins of Mackay. Comes back to him. Feeds the handball to Elijah Hollins. Room to get it on the boot. Pokes it through. His second.
Ollie Henry just has to scoop it up. He lost his footing. Gives it to Myers. Hand pass into the pocket for Stengel. Tight angle. Decides to straighten up. Cameron! Jeremy Cameron, the contested mark, the finish. And the Cats just calm it down once more. Jez has got 3.
Stanley hooking the tap down. Walsh will win the spilling ball though and kick it inside 50 for the Blues. Out the back. Curnow whacks it through from the goal square. 3 for Charlie.
The 2024 AFL Premiership season.
On your radio.
ABC Sport Digital.
And on the ABC Listen app.
Ollie Henry able to steady it up from that point on. So Geelong back out by 11 points at three-quarter time. Saturday footy at the MCG. It is the middle game of 3. Still 1 to come tonight. The annual Len Hall game over in Perth. Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs. Clint Wildren heading up the call. Clint.
Always a very special game, Corbin. I know you've been at a few of them. The 27th Len Hall tribute game tonight, named in honour of WA's last Gallipoli veteran. First played back in 1996. It's Fremantle versus the Western Bulldogs for a 5th time in this contest. Fremantle have won 3 of them. The Bulldogs won, and there are late changes. Well, for the Bulldogs, Tom Liberatore, we expected to return from concussion. He is out. Caleb Daniel comes in off the bench. So a late change for the Western Bulldogs, and Caleb Daniel will start as the sub. While for the Fremantle Dockers, they made plenty of changes during the week, 4 in total. They're giving debuts to 2 players. Cooper Simpson, so for the first time since 2016, the number 29, worn by Brad Wirra and more famously by Matthew Pavlich, will be back in purple in an AFL game. And alongside him, a former Essendon VFL best and fairest to get his chance, Patrick Voss, will go forward in the absence of Jai Amos. The Western Bulldogs, slight favourites in this one, according to the bookmakers. Who can you trust, though, Corbin? Fremantle versus the Western Bulldogs. They're both 3-3 in the season so far. Looking forward to bringing it to you from a coolish, if not overcast, Perth Stadium.
Thanks, Clint. Look forward to the call on the way home. That is a big developing story. So Tom Liberatore out for the Western Bulldogs. Obviously, that mysterious incident where he collapsed. He said he wasn't concussed. He was placed in the protocols out of an abundance of caution, brought back this week, and yet on the really hours out from his return, he's not playing. So as Clint told us, Daniel in for Liberatore, the late change there in Perth. The game set up beautifully here. Dangerfield's done his string. More on that to follow, but Geelong by 11 points at three-quarter time. On ABC Sport, Luke Ball, Adam Ramanauskas.
Good quarter of football. Yeah. Geelong probably could have almost shut the gate on the game. They kicked 3 goals, 5 in that quarter. They've been ultra efficient going inside forward 50. 11 inside, 13 inside 50s that quarter for 8 scoring shots. So it's the transition, I think, that's really hurting Carlton today. Geelong are just terrific at moving the ball, whether it's from half back, whether it's from a wing, whether it's from a contest. And they're catching Carlton's defenders out at the minute. So I think what I want to see Carlton do is just anchor a little bit more with their back six. Geelong are so good at it. They keep their back six together. But this last quarter, really, if you think about it, Bally, Carlton got to go to work again on the clearance game.
Yeah.
Now, that's where they've been so dominant here. How long can Geelong sustain holding before this game just opens up through clearance for the boys?
Especially with that Dangerfield too. So Stewart, fresh legs, has got to go in. You feel like Blitzarv's got to play a role. They've really got to rev Reece Stanley up. He's got to play a big quarter because you just feel like two good teams trading blow for blow. As this game opens up, you feel like Carlton might just have a few more punches to give. So impressed with Geelong's ability to be able to defend under pressure that quarter, though.
Jess Webster's on the boundary. Jess.
Carlton has made it sub at three-quarter time. Jackson Binns, the first gamer, comes into the game. He's starting the final quarter on the wing, and it's Matt Owies who's been subbed out.
Thanks, Jess. 9 times an emergency. Jackson Binns, he gets his start here. Into the final quarter we go. It's Geelong by 11 points on ABC Sport. Both trucks miss it at the centre bounce. Eventually spills back to Pitternet. Jams it on the boot. Curnow reads it well and gets to the drop. He marks it centre half forward. He immediately looks for home. That foot cannon goes gold and hits the post. Got the padding halfway up. And this Carlton, this massive crowd, the majority of them cheering for the Navy Blues, trying to ride home a Carlton win. They have to come from behind to do it. Geelong by 10 points. We're in the opening minute of the final turn.
So Zach Guthrie with the kick in, stabs it just beyond the defensive arc, and the mark taken by Jack Henry. Halfback flank for the Cats. They lead it by 10 points. Kicks to neutral territory on the southern wing. Zach Williams underneath it. He marks for the Blues.
Yeah, good kick.
Kicks towards half forward. Over the head of Cottrell. Has to gather on the bounce. Looks short. Great kick for Durden. Directly in front, 25 out.
Yeah, it was terrific by Zach Williams. So took the mark, far wing, southern side of the ground, then squared that ball straight up to Cottrell. Didn't hit the target, but Cottrell good enough to gather the ball and then just hit Durden lace out directly in front, 20 metres.
A massive moment in the game. Corey Durden, his set shot, he's tugged left.
Off the hook.
A bad miss. That's the lead by 9 points. A let off.
Boy from Central Districts in South Australia, Corey Durden. Hit 2-2 last week. He hasn't got one today. Let one go there as Zach Guthrie finds Duncan at centre half back. Kicks out to the wing. Tui trying to edge Binns underneath it. Loose footy comes back. Picked up by Akers. Hand pass for Carlton out in front of Colin Jasny. Close to the boundary line and it's out of play. We'll have a throw in, so just repeating that sub. Jackson Binns on, Matt Owies out, tactical sub. Patrick Dangerfield did his hamstring, Tom Atkins into the game. Geelong by 9 points. They have led since the 7-minute mark of the opening quarter. We are now 2 minutes into the last. Geelong by 9 points.
Pittonet taps it boundary side. Cripps in plenty of space. Time to gather. Handball for Kennedy. Kennedy just dumps it on the boot. Floating ball inside 50. Tom de Koning takes the basket mark. 47 metres out. At right half forward.
Clearance work again here on centre wing, wasn't it? Nice, clean clearance. Kennedy, I don't mind that, especially as this game goes on. These big blokes aren't going to get any smaller, Emma, are they? So I don't mind the long kick forward to one-on-ones.
The left footer to ignite the Blues in the final term. Hangs it out to the left. Can't bring it back.
It's 3 entries for 3 scores for the Blues now to start this quarter, but it's 3 behinds, and they've all been gettable.
So the Cats lead by 8 points, 3 minutes into this final term.
Blues have only lost 1 final quarter all season. Geelong yet to lose one. Long kick into the centre square, whacked away by Pittonet, falls down Carlton's way. Newman, hand pass to Kennedy, handball out in front of Walsh, trying to break the tackle, hand pass over his shoulder. Cam Guthrie had a fresh air shot and then just sockers it straight to the boundary line. Umpire says...
Good decision. I reckon you knew what he was trying to do.
No.
I reckon he's actually trying to kick it up to his brother.
I'm paying that one.
Yeah. I think I'm with Ram.
Saying touched. What's he saying touch for? Oh, yeah, actually, on second thoughts. Bend down and pick it up, Cam.
Socket it straight to the boundary line from the throw-in. Pittonet grabs it out of the ruck for Carlton. 55 out, hand pass to Hewitt. High bomb inside the forward 50. Curnow in the pack, no mark, hits the deck. Durden went without it. Picked up by Bowes. Tumbles a kick out of the defensive 50. Pittonet clever, knocks it to Binns. His first touch. Hand pass away to Walsh. Kicks inside 50. Durden can't take the sprawling mark, and Zach Guthrie just kicks it out of the defensive arc.
And he spots up Dempsey. Now on the counter-attack, the Cats. Handball to close. Handball releases Myers. Kicks to half forward. Cameron in acres of space. Plays on. A little unsure. He'll hook it on the right to a central position. Tui glides into mark. And they just worked it down the southern wing. And Tui will kick for goal. Plum in front, 35 out.
Brodie Kemp came off his direct opponent in Cameron. He tried to come up to Tom Hawkins where he didn't need to. He should have stayed with Jeremy Cameron. Then Jeremy Cameron was corralled to the boundary, so had to use his right foot. Tui's just drifted down from his wing and lining up for his third goal here.
The Blues wasteful at the city end. Tui's set shot against the old mob is his third. And Geelong really make them pay. He taps the hoops of his Geelong jumper. 14-9-93, plays 11-13-79. Cats by 14. Adam Ramanauskas, Luke Ball.
Yeah, good call. Just transition again, wasn't it? There was a dump kick out that fell into the arms of Ollie Dempsey. And then it's those those workhorse high half forwards getting involved close. Myers involved. Cameron himself plays that role, we know, getting up high. Haven't seen too many right foot kicks from Jezza Cameron, have we? And he flushed that one.
It worked.
And I just watched on the fat side of the ground, and Blake Acres, who will be disappointed, but he was doing the right thing. He was charging back to support the defence. Zach Tui went with him, and gee, I think they would have taken 3 goals from Zach Tui, bringing him back into the side tonight from a wing today, Rama.
Yeah.
Make or miss league. Durden misses at one end and Tui makes it at the other end. All of a sudden, Geelong out by 14 points, final term. Blitzarves out of the middle, jams it on the boot, kicks to centre half forward, hand on it from Ollie Henry, no mark. Falls through to Williams of the Blues. Hand pass goes back to Wiedering, sweating on him, tried to fend off Stengel. Close catches him up, says ball up. Yep, 12 metres out from the Geelong goal.
That's where they're dangerous here.
They've kicked the last 2 after the Blues drew within 4 points. Top of the goal square, Hawkins off his knees. Hand pass to the behind line and now through it. A minor score, Geelong by 15. 6.5 gone, final term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Cats by 15.
For the most part today, it's been somewhere between 1 goal and 3 goals the way of the Cats. Can the Blues close that margin?
Just kept them at bay with that left jab, haven't they, Benny?
Blitzarves picks it up at left half forward. High left foot kick. Should go out on the full. It does. Williams to have the free kick.
And if you look at the game, it's 38 entries for Carlton for 24 scoring shots.
For Geelong, yeah.
Oh, for Geelong, sorry. So it's just super efficient football.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Two heavyweights of the comp. Long kick from Williams. Good mark from Cameron. Paid it by the umpire. Lost it at the last. They get the free kick. Have a mark on the wing, sorry.
Oh, no.
And a 50. Oh, no, a 50-metre penalty. Cripps and Mackay neither know who gave it away. But Jeremy Cameron will walk inside 50 and have a look at goal.
Well, we'll need an explanation for this one.
What's Harry Mackay doing wrong?
He's talking to... Is it against Cripps or Mackay or... Goodness me.
Gee.
Goodness me. Well...
Did he think Mackay was the man on the mark?
Cripps was the one clearly closer, standing on the mark.
And I think he told Mackay to stand, and he thought Cripps was on the mark.
Jeremy Cameron, the drop punt is good. 4 for Jezza is proving a game wrecker again for the Cats. 15-10-100. Plays 11-13-79. The Cats by 21. 8 minutes into the fourth. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
Well, Carlton start the third quarter with 3 entries for 3 behinds. And now Geelong start the quarter with 2 entries for 2 goals. So that's just really the story of the game. And I'm not sure what Cripps or Mackay have done wrong.
Yep. So,
well, he thought Mackay was on the mark. Yeah, he did.
But where the free kick was,
well, you got a bit of feel for the game because Mackay wasn't.
He was walking out.
He was, and he was further back than Cripps was clearly standing on the mark. It's you just don't like these sort of games. You don't want those sort of decisions to be involved. First to 100 usually wins. Is it the Lee Matthews rule?
The Cats are already there, so 15-10 to 11-13. It's out to 21 points. Geelong have kicked 3 in a row after Carlton got within 4 points late in the third. We're now 9 minutes into the last.
Yeah, Paddy Cripps is angry, and he's just thrown Cam Guthrie to the ground.
Cam Guthrie is going to get the free inside the middle of the G. Of course, he owns a Carlton jumper after his famous jumper swap with Chris Judd all those years ago. Cam Guthrie from the middle of the G kicks to centre half forward. Ollie Henry leaps up, takes the contested mark. 40 out, straight in front. And with this kick, it could be out to a new game high.
Quietish day, Ollie Henry, but just making
couple of moments,
taking advantage and taking a moment here. And is it Brody Kemp on the mark? Just
lost body contact.
He did, didn't he? He's held him pretty well all day, but give him a run and jump on it. We know what he can do. Arms fully stretched.
The Cats challenged late in the third. They have flexed, and all of a sudden it's as wide as it's been. A third for Ollie Henry, and Geelong out by a game high 27 points. 10 gone final term. The Cats 16-10, 106. Carlton 11-13, 79. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Good call. It is a flex, Corb. It is. We spoke about that. Just hung in there through defence, even through weight of inside 50 against in that third quarter. And now their efficiency coming to the fore. And Paddy Cripps, he's frustrated, and he probably had a right to be prior to that, but he'll be disappointed in himself there, just giving away a free kick, obvious free kick in that centre circle, and compounding the damage from the 50-metre penalty before that. So, I mean, plenty of time to go in the game, isn't there? We know the Blues can get on a run, especially out of this centre bounce, but you just feel like the Cats have had all the answers today.
Bit of work to do if there's a way back for the Blues. Stanley slapping it away. Tanner Bruin in pursuit. How to gather it. Handball away to the run of Zach Guthrie. Kick out for Myers on the wing. Can't mark. Boyd roves at the back. Hooks across the body. The kick for the Blues. Mark taken by Hewitt. Would have given it off to Walsh. Peeling around the back. 27 points. Geelong's lead, as Corbin said. The highest it's been all afternoon, evening. Hewitt goes back to Wiedering. Sends it to right half back. Mark taken by Kemp.
You said they were good front runners too, didn't you, Ben? He had that stat earlier. So professional.
Only trailed at the end of one quarter all year. That was quarter time last week against Brisbane.
Blues with it on the wing, so Williams kicks down to half forward. Cottrell reads it well, hands to it, bangs bodies with Sam DeConey, then gets a hand pass inside to Elijah Hollands. Off a step, kicks into the pocket. Mackay lost his footing, and Jack Henry spoils it out of play. Forward pocket for the Blues. It's our twilight slot, of course, the afternoon into the evening, and it's fair to say daylight savings finished, winter around the corner. That twilight goes very fast nowadays. It's all of a sudden daylight and then complete darkness, as it has been for this second half, as Tom de Koning knocks it down towards Hewitt, kicks to the dangerous spot, top of the goal square, but Jack Henry's back again to save the day. Mark's last line of defence. Geelong by 27, 12 gone, final term.
Henry wants to bring it to the members' wing. Up goes Stanley in front, hands to it. Wiedering spoils at the last minute. Roving though Cam Guthrie. Handball to Holmes. Moves it on by hand to Bowes. On to Close. Chaining handballs down the wing. Hawkins. Handball for Bruin. Handball again for Cam Guthrie. He has it knocked away from him quickly there by Binns, the sub. Who's caught holding the ball.
Is it? Yes.
So Binns wrapped up by Tanner Bruin. Cats in possession alongside the interchange gates right in front of us. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Cats by 27 points, 13 minutes into the fourth.
Jackson Binns, he's 19 years of age, which means it's compulsory. He has to have the shaved sides and the young boy haircut. He's got the mullet that he's rolling with as Zach Guthrie kicks inside the forward 50. Hands on it from Close, knocks it down. Bowes jams it on the boot. Unguarded, goal square. Oh, they're hot here, the Cats. They'll be tough to catch now. The Cats by 33. 14 gone, final turn. Bowes just jammed it on the boot, knew where the open goal face was. And Geelong are running away with it. 17-10, 112. Carlton are 11-13, 79. Geelong by 33 points at the 14-minute mark of the final turn.
Didn't see this coming, Rammer. I must admit, as we sat here at three-quarter time, I just thought Carlton might, with that centre bounce, that sort of clearance, dominance, and that inside 50, that weight of numbers there, I just felt like they might continue and press ahead and be able to overwhelm. And as you said, that first 5 minutes of the quarter, they had their opportunities and didn't take them. And a side as professional, as experienced, as good and dangerous as Geelong make you pay. That's the story of the day, isn't it?
They were all three of those behinds for Carlton to start the last quarter were all gettable.
Carlton got to within 4 points. Geelong have kicked the next 5 goals in the game, and that's the difference. 33 points. Secondary ball up in the middle.
Well, they've had six inside 50s, Benny, for 4 goals won.
Tom de Koning palming it down. Doesn't get to Cripps, though. Reaching in, Kennedy gathers the footy, dribbles a kick forward. Now Carroll, handball away to Elijah Hollins. Forward handball for Kennedy. Tui tracks it back for the Cats. His handball errant comes out to Binns, chips it short. Sam de Koning loses it. Curnow knocks it down. Umpire says play on. Sam de Koning got wrenched off it by Curnow. And the umpire to come in and ball it up inside 50 for the Blues.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Coming up next, Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs.
It's a free kick to Sam de Koning.
Last of the Saturday slate as Blitzharms wins it down. Myers went without it. Cripps lays a tackle behind that. The ump says ball up. Forward 54, Carlton coming home to the city end. They haven't kicked a goal though in the quarter, and the Cats have banged through 4 at the other end. Cripps fighting through traffic. Hand pass away, but straight to Sam de Koning. Hand pass to Atkins. Tui, the fancy footwork, kicks out of the defensive arc. Knocked away by Young, close to the boundary line. Left half forward for the Blues, and it's out of play. Just repeating a late change in Perth. Tom Liberatore, so the mystery continues surrounding his exit from the Western Bulldogs team. So was out with an abundance of caution last week after entering the concussion protocols following collapsing on-field against Essendon. He is a late out in Perth, so Caleb Daniel takes his place in the Bulldogs team.
Blitzarves takes it out of the ruck, drives the ball around the southern wing for the Cats. Bouncing ball, Young leads the race, handball away towards Kemp. Nearly decapitated in the tackle from Cameron. Well, free kick to the Blues, half-back flank.
With 10 minutes remaining in this game, it's got to be risk with Carlton. They've got ball's got to come back through the centre corridor. You know, if they lose by 8 goals, so be it, but you've got to go down swinging.
You can see their sign on the bench, Rammer. It's got a power sign, like a computer start, which I assume just means let's go, power up or something of the like. Here's Cowan in the middle, kicking to half forward, poor kick, turnover. Bowes stands in front of Akers to mark.
And he's had a few of those sort of moments today, as have a few of the inexperienced players. And we'll talk about it. The players, and really, we're probably looking at the bottom 5 or 6 for Carlton today that haven't had an impact. On the flip side, Geelong have been able to spread the load a lot more, and we know there's some quality out of the team. There's Sard and McGovern, Chera, of course, so they won't want to make an excuse, but that has shined through as this game's gone on.
15 on the injury list for the Blues. Long kick down to half forward. Young punches it out of bounds and a throw in front of the interchange gates. So Geelong by 33, 17 gone in the final term. It feels like early in the new season, it's that kind of league more than ever that you live and die by your bottom six.
Yeah.
Sort of the familiar names that we're...
Certainly the pointy end.
Good to have Robert Walls with us in commentary here on ABC Sport today.
From the boundary throw in, Myers, hand pass away towards Cam Guthrie, gives it by hand to Bruin, 70 metres out, kicks to the hot spot, hands on it from Wiedering. He's going to be paid the mark.
Been good, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done a good job on Hawkins.
Given he was under a bit of a cloud coming in, he's certainly taken the points there.
First time since 2019, by the way, Hawkins goalless in back-to-back weeks. Same year he went goalless on 3 different occasions. He's staring down the barrel of that here. So despite the fact Geelong have kicked 17, he's been goalless in his last 11 quarters of footy, this being his 12th. Hasn't kicked one since Easter Monday. 18 gone final term, Cats by 33.
Boyd with a long kick towards the logo. Off the hands of the pack, out the side it goes, and onto it is Zach Guthrie. And the men in hoops come away with it again. Handball to Parfitt to Atkins. Terrible kick. Turnover, mopped up by Boyd.
Wrong way.
Gives it off to Walsh, who gives it to Cowan, who cramps after the kick. Mark taken by Newman. Blues in possession, but they need to go. The Cats leading by 33, 18 minutes into the fourth.
Wiedering in front of the benches, short to Akers. Akers long inside the forward 50. Curnow down there. Sam DeConing left Mackay, spoils it away, but it's punched deeper inside 50. Mackay's onto it now for Carlton. Straightens up, turns it over. Jack Henry again, another intercept possession, takes the mark. Top of the defensive goal square, shares it with Tui. He's done it at both ends today. Last line of defence here. He's kicked 3 up front.
She's no Tom Stewart today.
Well, Zach Guthrie's played like Tom Stewart.
He's next man in, isn't it?
He's been terrific for the Cats tonight.
Short back to Jack Henry, and Henry goes long out to half back. Wiedering arriving and takes the intercept mark. High half forward for the Blues. Geelong by 33, 19 gone final term.
Wiedering looks inside 50, goes back. Mark taken by Newman.
Yeah, the 4 intercept marks from Zach Guthrie.
They've all just lifted a bit, haven't they? Henry's done his bit.
18 possessions.
Yeah. Into the pocket he goes, and leading up Mackay marks. 45 out, worse than a 45-degree angle right half forward.
Just an update from the Western Bulldogs. It's illness, by the way, for Tom Liberatore, so nothing related to the concussion episode. The Dogs saying he's out ill, so he's a late out. Caleb Daniel takes his place in the team and will start as the sub over in Perth against the Dockers.
Mackay's been the man for the Blues today, but this is narrow from the moment it leaves the boot. 32 points, the Cats lead. On track for a perfect 7-0 start to the season. With how many more games to come at the Cattery this year, Corb?
I think it's 7, isn't it? 7 to go.
Yeah.
We get to play North Melbourne and Hawthorn again, having already played them through their first 6 games.
Dangerfield really the only concern, isn't it? But it allows them just to take their time with him.
O'Connor on the wing, hand pass to Zach Guthrie, kicks beyond it, turnover.
Yeah, you'd be surprised if you see Dangerfield before 6 weeks.
Yep. Cowan with it for Carlton, goes short to Kennedy. When you look at their injury list, they've only got 4 names on it, and only one of them really in their top 25, and maybe even top 30. That's Tom Stewart. And of course, he's expected to come back, I think, next week or the week after. Short kicking game through the middle, the Blues. Wiedering to Boyd, to Ollie Hollands. He goes out wide to Newman. A great rush here, and yet there should be. Time on final term, Geelong by 32. Newman kicks inside 50. Jack Henry slips over and Cripps marks. Got it about 30 out left half forward.
Yeah, rare mistake from Jack Henry. It's Paddy Cripps' night been, Rammer. This will be possession 28. A quiet second quarter. Started well. I thought his third quarter was terrific. He had 12 possessions. Really got the Blues going around the ball.
Yeah,
looks in good form, doesn't he? There's no doubt about that. And this will be his second, so pushing forward and hitting the scoreboard as well.
They need something dramatic. They got a special player to try and jump-start it. Paddy Cripps drives through his second of the night. Geelong by 26. 22 gone, final term. The Cats 17-10, 112. Carlton 11-14, 80. This is Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Our premiership pair, Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball.
And you've mentioned that injury list for Carlton. we forget about Sam Doherty, who ruptured his ACL to start the year. Dave Cunningham's played a lot of football. Marchbank's still to come. Jack Martin's still to come. Mitch McGovern, Jesse Motlop, Adam Sard.
There's a lot of first 23 players.
Yeah, there is. So, look, for where they are right at the moment with an injury list like they have, the Blues, they're doing a really good job. It's just getting those guys back, not necessarily getting them all back at once, but getting one or two back a week and injecting them into the team at the right time.
And they get another one or two quickly here, the Blues. Pitnet and Stanley go for a little wrestle. Bruin fumbles it. Walsh crashes over the top of him. Cripps goes in. Comes out to Parfitt. Handball to Watkins. Backtracking. Walsh tracking him. Handball away to Parfitt. Cats out of trouble. Long kick for Parfitt towards half forward. Up goes Blitzarves. Doesn't take the mark. Williams at the back. Trying to evade Blitzarves. Does. Now goes for a little run. Handball away to Wakers on the members' wing.
In front of the benches, Geelong by 26, 22 gone in the final term. Kicks down to half forward. Elijah Holland's trying to leap up into the back of Jack Henry, and the ball spills out of play.
Oh, that was just over.
The other one is Fantasia, who was the late out.
Of course, yeah.
That would technically make it 16 unavailable to them.
He'll be back next week. It's just illness.
Yes. It's Chera not far away, Cunningham in the near future.
Jackson Binns will go back to being an emergency.
Yes, she's done 6 times already this year. Started as the sub, got on in the final term. Pitternet wins the hit out. There's a free. Non-controlling umpire says it should be Cripps' ball. It is. Tabs it inside the forward 50, and Kennedy marks. Cripps' former housemate at right half forward.
What's he had today? 20. I thought he had a really good second quarter as well. At Kennedy's with 21. 8 tackles, as usual in and under stuff. Oh, nice kick.
The boy from the bush whacks it through, trying to get the Blues back in town. 24 gone, final term. Geelong's lead down to 20. The door just slightly ajar. Carlton 13-14-92. Geelong 17-10, 112. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Well, simply got to be perfect.
Yeah.
We're 4 minutes 20 on the clock, 20 points the margin, so the centre clearance has become vital here. And how defensive did Geelong go in this at this centre bounce? So Atkins is in there, Parfitt, Tanner Bruin, Stanley. How offensive did Carlton go? I think they've just got to go for it here, Paulie.
Absolutely.
Just absolutely roll the dice here with your most attacking play.
Pitney, whack it into space, get on the move, get on the run. Walsh, Cripps, Hewitt's in there.
Look how they set up here too. So Taconian in the goal square, and then Curnow and Mackay very deep forward. We're going to need some centre bounce work, aren't they, the Blues? 20 is Geelong's lead, 25 gone final term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport, the Dockers and the Bulldogs to come.
Secondary ball up in the middle. Both rucks miss it. Free kick to Pitnet. Gives it off to Boyd. Running room. He'll kick inside 50. They need a mark. Off hands, it goes into the pocket. Kolodjasny gets there. Cottrell too. Soccers it out. Forward 50 stoppage for the Blues.
Boy, almost got a little nudge. The Koenig, wasn't he? Just disguise it enough, Jack Henry. Can they get one here? Really put the pressure on. Get the crowd involved. Looks like a few of left rammer. Not too early, I hope.
Umpire flings it back in. Pitnet to the front. Stanley wins the tap. Akers gathers it, runs into a wall, bobbles back to him, onto his right, snaps on goal, hold the phone! Here come Carlton! It's back to 14 points, 25 minutes into the fourth, plenty of time to play. 17-10, 112 Geelong, 14-14-98 Carlton. Adam Ramanauskas, loop ball.
Just missed tackles again by Geelong, and there's an absolute mongrel off the boot by. But it's a ruck work of Pitnet, who's been terrific all night.
3 missed tackles.
Yeah, 3 missed tackles there by the Cats. And then just Akers jams that ball on the boot.
Get the cue back out of the rack.
It's a torpedo, but it works.
Time and goals, isn't it?
Oh, how's that for a roll-up? 87,775. Largest crowd for a Geelong home game.
I reckon a few of it at the train station. Turn around, come back.
They'll have ABC Sport on. And they'll be wishing that they're still here as Pitternet knocks it down. Walsh is tackled, and we've got a ball up in the middle. Geelong by 14 points, 27 gone final term. Bulldogs and the Dockers out west to come to complete the Saturday slate. Pitternet down to Carroll, kicks inside the forward. Akers on the end of it again. Akers for 2 in a minute. Wake the kids and phone the neighbours. We got a game. Geelong by just 8 points. And Carlton are coming home with the proverbial wet sail. 27 gone final term. Cats by 8. Adam Ramanaskas, Luke Ball.
The fourth quarter specialist, Blake Akers. Where's this come from, Raman?
I don't know what Blitzards is doing there.
The game was just dawdling out, wasn't it? Or petering out to a Geelong win. But I reckon it was Cripps. I reckon it was the skipper. He kicked that goal. He set the next one up. He said, hey, boys, there's time. We can do this. We've kicked 5 or 6 in a 5-minute period before. We did it last week. Game on. Centre bounces again. So critical. Pitney has dominated all game.
And lots of time. 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
All of a sudden, Blitzards starts at the back of the square. Tries to go behind the ball. Akers goes with him.
This place is rocking. Last 4 goals for Carlton. Bruin gathers the footy. Handball away to Parfitt. Handball to Watkins. Backtracking. Kicks out to the wing. A cool hand here of Mitch Duncan. Marks on the logo.
Good clearance. Good hands.
Some sand slipping through the hourglass. 8 points, Geelong's lead. Kicking inside 50. Pack forms. Close rows. Handball to Stengel. Stengel pulls his kick back towards Cameron. Low down. Brilliant. Takes the mark. Diving forward. 25 out. May as well be directly in front.
Just looking who his direct opponent is there, Jeremy Cameron.
Too much space.
Yeah, he's had Lewis Young for the majority of the night.
Just brilliant.
I think Lewis Young got sucked into the contest.
It's those usual suspects involved again. Rammer, close.
Yeah.
Myers, Stengel, clever kick. Yeah. And he can shut the door here, Jezza.
On the day he kicked his 600th, Jeremy Cameron calls game. 5 for Jezza. The Cats are out by 14. 18-10, 118. Plays 15-14, 104. 29 minutes into the fourth.
Close, brilliant front and centre. Actually, it was Stanley who pushed forward, so great clearance work. Finally, they get some centre bounce clearance work. Nice kick from Parfitt. Duncan slows it down, and then they get numbers forward of the ball, get a contest, bring the ball to ground. They're just so dangerous when the ball hits the ground. We've spoken about their efficiency forward of the ball all day. Close in the 1-1 spot, front and centre. Handball over the top to Stengel, who surveys the field, and brilliant kick inside to Cameron. What a luxury it is. What a player he is, Jeremy Cameron, to stand up and take the moment. 5 goals in a close game.
What a game it's been in front of almost 88,000. We've had 33 goals kicked, and it's close at the death. We got a good one late as Cameron Guthrie bangs it on the boot out to centre half forward. Ollie Henry knocks it down for the Cats. Duncan looking to draw the free. Says play on, got it to close. Hand pass to Ollie Henry, kicks it deep. Stengel down there. Boyd punches it away. Just eludes Dempsey, who needs to go back and get it. In the other direction, Newman, the big fend off. Hands it away towards Hewitt. Kicks to the outer wing, and Big Pitternet takes the mark to Carlton.
Keep going, big fella.
He wheels back off the mark, takes his time. Now he goes long to a contest. Cameron's gone back for Geelong. Elijah Hollands onto it. Carries it out. Throwing to come. Time the enemy for the Blues.
Cameron has gone back, Ben Cameron. Great call. And again, that's the versatility of him. He goes back behind the ball now. He's going to make it a lot harder for Carlton to kick. 3 goals in a minute here. Brilliant win from Newman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Came from nowhere.
Pitnet shoves Stanley out of the way. Spills to Cottrell. Tumble punt towards full forward. Pack forms. Roving quickly for the Blues. Walsh. Off to Durden. Snaps and misses. That might have been the moment. They needed that. 13 points, Geelong's lead. 31 minutes and change into the fourth. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
And look, remember, Geelong's small forwards are the best in the comp. But that's the difference there, isn't it? And you mentioned a few players out, but Durden, no goals. He's just been subbed off. Jack Carroll, no real impact. Hollands has had a good day, but the difference in the two teams there, the class forward of the ball for the Cats.
Stengel have all had really good games.
They've been in everything.
The Cats without Stewart, they lost Dangerfield on the run against the Underman Blues with an injury list as long as your arm. And they played a high-quality game of footy as Jack Henry goes long. Louis Young jams it on the boot and it rolls out of play half-forward for Carlton.
Great game, isn't it? I mean, top 2 or 3 game of the year. From the top of my head, Ram, I can't think of too many better than this year so far.
118 plays 105. Late in the final term, it's Geelong by 13. Pitternet wins it down. Parfitt moves through traffic, wins to Sherrin. Hand pass those straight to Akers of the Blues. Handball away to Young, gives it to Walsh, who's had a heap of it again. 30 plus for the 3rd straight week. Kicks down to half forward. Sam DeConing punches it away. Blitz halves, knocks it back to Cam Guthrie, and he kicks Geelong down the broadcast wing.
Bouncing ball for Stengel. Wrestling there with Young. Young slaps it out, going in close. Parfitt over the footy. Handballs back out towards Stengel. Pretty happy for the boundary line, you would think. And Stengel sees it out. Throw in on the members' wing. Cats by 13 points, nearly 33 played in the 4th term. Umpire brings it back in. Pitnet and Stanley, both with hands on it. Coming through Newman, spits out to Bowes. Handball for the Cats to Stengel. Away to Cam Guthrie. He'll retreat cleverly with his kick. And Parfitt can take the mark.
Good return, Cam Guthrie. 27 possessions, leading the Cats.
Too old, too slow, too good. Geelong hold off Carlton. 18-10, 118 to 15-15, 105. They win a classic at the G.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Gardenia Park.
So the Cats improved to 7-0, their best start to a season, their equal best start to a season since 2013, remaining undefeated and top of the ladder. They led by 12 points at quarter time. It was 19 points at half time. It was 11 points at three-quarter time. They got out to 33 points in front. The Blues finished with a rush. It got down to 8, but they held on to win by 13.
The greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Gardenia Park.
So the goal kicker is Jeremy Cameron. On the day, he became the 36th player to 600 goals in VFL AFL history, and the 3rd active. He booted 5. And then it was 3 for Zach Tui, 3 for Ollie Henry, a couple to Grandmeyer, singles to Holmes, Bowes, Stengel, Dangerfield and Blitzarves. Dangerfield with a hamstring injury. He was subbed out in the 3rd quarter. Curnow with 3, 2 to Elijah Hollins, to Blake Acres, to Mackay, to Cripps, and then singles to Kennedy, to Carroll, to Boyd and to Cottrell. Geelong winning by 13 points.
It's the greatest start of all. It's 7-0. Geelong on top of the AFL table. Our audience in Western Australia, you are off to Perth Stadium for Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs. And for everybody else, we'll take you there in a few moments' time. We'll revel in this a little more. Geelong 7-0, their start to the season. They kick 18 goals. Tom Hawkins didn't kick any of them. He goes goalless for the 3rd straight week. They lost Dangerfield with a hammy. What's not to love about Chris Scott's team at the moment? What a start to 2024. Adam Ramanauskas and Luke Ball on ABC Sport.
Oh, what a game, Rama. Yeah, it really did. We spoke about it, had the feel walking in here this afternoon, and then both teams really delivered. I think they're the, jumping ahead here, but I've got them as the 1 and 2 seed at the moment in terms of, looking further ahead, with all due respect to the Giants who haven't done a heap wrong, we know, but I've got just the way they play, their contests, their ability to defend. I think really for large parts of those first 3 quarters, and then that burst at the end there, Carlton in a lot of ways, Ramat, had the better of the game, had the game on their terms. We spoke about their power around clearance, their power around stoppages. Geelong's ability to stand up in defence, even without Stewart, was so impressive today. And Well, I mean, what a club they are. Everyone had them written off after their dip last year, and they're back in there and so impressed. But, yeah, I think Carlton walk off, heads held high. We spoke about the players not there today. They'll get a few of those back. They'll work on some things. They need to get more bang for buck going forward. What a game of footy, though, today.
We've got to get out of here. We've got about 90 seconds. Have you got the votes, Paulie?
We did. We just quickly confirmed. Yeah, we did. We're going to give one to Brian Myers, who it has to be, if there's an All-Australian team now, he's certainly in it. 20. What did he have? 22, two goals everywhere, 10 score involvements. He's just a star. 2 to Paddy Cripps, the captain. Thought he almost willed his team.
29.
He certainly willed the team back into
goals.
Huge. He's having a terrific year as well. Back to his Brownlow form, and 3 votes to the man who ends up winning the game. Really, Jeremy Cameron kicks 5 goals, including his 600th. He does it at all ends of the ground. He's just, as we know, one of the absolute stars of this competition. It's just a joy to watch him live.
There's so much to revel in. What a game of footy in front of 87,775. Geelong by 13 points to go a perfect 7-0. Ram, it's been good fun sharing it with you.
Anzac weekend has been excellent so far, and hopefully there's a little bit more to come over tonight and tomorrow. 3 games still to come. Thanks, Paulie. Thanks, Rama.
Cracker. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Ben Cameron.
Thanks, Corb.
Thanks to Jess Webster downstairs, to Stu Hollywood-Baker for all his work, and to Craig Davis back at base. We're out of here at the MCG, but the footy doesn't end here. So Tom Liberatore laid out. He's not playing for the Bulldogs, missing with illness. Caleb Daniel takes his place. We're off to Perth. It is Fremantle and the Western Bulldogs as the Saturday slate in round 7 continues.